Yeah, right there. Right there.
Hey, Danny, I think in another lifetime you was a backup singer for a group. Nigga.
Yep, until I turned into Teddy.
You gonna take over?
Take over.
Hey, he said that shit like he meant that.
I meant that shit. I'll take over.
I turned into Teddy.
Can I work out with you, babe? I can get my muscles pumped up. Oh, my muscles pumped up with you, baby. Can I work out with you? Can I work out with you? It's all I wanna do. Can I work out with you? Can I work out with you? It's all I wanna do. All I wanna do. All I wanna do, yeah. One and two and breathe. 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 Can I work out? Can I work out with you? Can I work out? Can I work out with you? Can I work out with you, baby? It's all I wanna do. All I wanna do. All I wanna do. All I wanna do. Can I work out with you? Can I work out with you? It's all I wanna do, baby. All I wanna do. Can I work out with you?
We can rotate about 5 hours. What's your name?
Where's the mine? I can't find Maria what?
Maria. If you just put Maria Glover, doesn't it?
America.
Yo.
You guys ready to start?
Yeah. Shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
hang on.
wake up.
Let me drop
Motherfucker,
the.
goddamn.
That wasn't even the intro song. You got excited?
Wasn't it?
Nah, that
Nick,
was just.
Nick done eat all the chicken. Now he tired.
Can I work out with you? I figured everybody was in quarantine.
Hey,
so, you know.
this nigga is the only one I know made a song about not working out, nigga.
You know what?
You
I'm
think about
telling you,
it.
it's because of Nick. Nick inspired that.
Listen, I had to listen to the song about 4 times before I realized that he's talking about not working
Working
out.
out, yeah.
I said, this is genius. nigga.
Anywhere
Shit made it sexy.
in this country.
That's genius. Everybody download that song, man. Can I work out with you? Download that.
You're listening to.
He don't want to work out.
Starring Blue Milk.
So she gonna make me play it again. nigga.
No, she's being funny. Maria, I don't see you
And your
in
boy
here.
Danny Green.
Oh, I mean, not
The
in my
Green.
messages. You sure it wasn't Instagram? Maybe
What I
it's
say, Instagram.
You said Facebook.
I'm
And I
not
don't even know what you are on
Instagram.
Facebook. That's why we
Anything
think.
might
Kind of late.
come out.
Blue, you hit me off
Out of the
again.
blue.
Get it.
You better change your song, Blue. I'm gonna start working out with you.
Maria,
Can't hear myself.
and your
I
boy
can't hear myself. Nope.
Danny
Not there
Green.
yet. Not there. Nope.
This show
I'm
will
number 3.
contain
Nope.
anything you may think
Nah,
you
nah, nah,
might
nah,
not
nope,
hear.
Nope. Nope. It was working. It was working earlier.
How's it now?
No, I don't hear nothing.
Which means it's out of the blue.
Yeah, it was.
We'll say something that you may not even think we might not be thinking about.
Yeah, you starting earlier than I can see that. Getting a little, I like that.
that too. I'm sorry. Pay attention.
Number 3?
No, not that. Is there a
Understand.
No, no.
Just plug.
That's why the show's called Out of the Blue.
So I was hearing myself earlier. Just here?
Unplug it. Is it plugged in? Oh, it's unplugged from the back or front?
They said that out of the blue. We used to hear that phrase all the time. Man, that came out of the blue.
What was it? Now. Just turn it down just a little bit.
Every week you listen to a show.
Okay. Yeah,
called
I'm
Out
good.
of the Blue.
The Green.
Your host, Blue Mitchell. Your co-host, Maria.
Maria.
D Green, aka D Green, aka D Grizzle.
Did you give yourself an AKA?
No, I can tell you where I got the names from.
Hey, you can't give yourself a nickname.
No, I didn't. I'm gonna tell you.
You want to learn about love?
Yeah, you want to learn about fashion?
East Coast,
Whatever you want to learn about.
Midwest,
Mitchell.
Philly.
We'll say it out of the blue.
Hello, Mrs. and Mr. America. The revolution will be televised.
Yes, it will.
And we will be here to tell you what we think about it. My name is Blue Mitchell, and you've just reached our planet out of the blue. I'm here with my co-parts, Maria.
Hey, Blue.
My girl, what's going on? And D Green.
D Green. What up, Blue?
Hey, I'm good, man. Big Dave is on his way. He's running. I'm lying.
Went to go get some chicken. Dave went to pick up some chicken that we already have here.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, I know y'all week is the same as mine, Ben.
Shit.
Man, locked
Busy.
on to the TV. That's for damn sure.
Locked in, trying to maneuver around the city. They was riding and right around the house from my corner in Van Nuys. What, yesterday? The day before yesterday? They was heavy there, bro.
They was heavy. Oh, they was heavy.
Police, 2 car chases out of that area. It was crazy, man. And I was driving into it. Cause I was coming from Pasadena on Monday.
The car chase don't make no sense to me. It was once the helicopter's on you, they got you anyway.
Yeah.
But right now, that's all they got is helicopters in the air.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because the cars can't do what they want to do because of the crowds.
Man, and that's another thing. Cars can't do what they want to do. People, if you run, they gonna catch you because everybody watching. People are all outside their house. Oh, he went right there in them bushes. Like, man, I don't even know why. I just get out the car.
I didn't know there was car chase there.
It was
Yeah, it was big. It was big.
It's been like 3 car chases a day, like back to back. Like they go, all right, it's your turn. I just got caught.
I don't know. I think they caught them, but man, they was running.
They caught all of them.
They was going through Van Nuys like left and right for like it was like almost an hour chase.
Look,
up and down Hazeltine, Tyrone. I'm like, damn, right by
But
the
isn't
crib.
that the norm here in California?
What?
I was watching,
Car
that 2
chasing?
weeks ago?
Yeah, another car chase.
It's like, I'm like, do they run out of gas?
No. It's just they ride until
They ride till they die.
To the strips, till the strips tear their tires
That's
up.
the one I saw, but I'm like, that's a lot of driving. I would have ran out of gas by
Look,
that point.
this dude left from Van Nuys, went all the way back to Crenshaw and Slauson, and drove around his neighborhood and that Fatburgers in the gas station 10 times before they finally pit maneuvered him.
Yeah, because he was
Just going around the corner.
he was just
going
he was
around
just
and
doing it
around.
so everybody, I ain't gonna be around for 5 years.
Oh no, his homies was all out. Yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing. I see
That's the
they
part.
cheer them on and everything. That's insane.
If you're gonna run home,
They gonna hold
you
him
running
down.
home because you know your neighborhood and you know how to get away.
How to maneuver.
You know what I mean?
That's why they always get caught.
They
in
always
their own
end up get
neighborhood.
caught. They only get caught because somebody gonna snitch on you right away.
Is it dinner time, D Green?
I want to know why. I'm trying to figure out why
It's a cooking show.
I'm trying to figure out why you. I'm trying to figure out why you 5 feet over here. Supposed to be 6 feet separation. Yeah. D
Four,
Green,
yeah,
D
right.
Green. Ain't my fault that Blue made some bomb ass chicken tonight, y'all.
Okay, we
Some
couldn't
curry chicken,
We couldn't
too.
understand
Yeah,
you with
thank
nothing in your mouth. Now, what you
that
think?
a bitch?
He said,
I got cabin fever.
I got you, dog. I could believe you on that. It's been so crazy. I got to tell this one story because I watched it and they only giving you parts of it.
Right.
I watched it from the beginning
Right.
to the end. So right there on Van Nuys, there's this liquor store. Now outside the liquor store was 2 white boys with double pump shotguns, with bullets wrapped like Rambo across their chest.
Wow.
Bullets around their chest. So there was a sister, her husband, and her brother-in-law. They standing in front. So Channel 11 News, the newscaster goes up and she goes, so what's going on? And the sister goes, look here. I've known this man. He's been here 40 years. I've known him 35. He's been there for my family, been here for the whole neighborhood. We standing here and we're going to protect him because they not coming in our neighborhood and looting nothing.
Oh, that's real talk.
And she said, my husband right there, my brother-in-law right there. They not looting anything. This man has helped the neighborhood. So she was like, man, that is beautiful. You're standing to protect your neighborhood. That is, man, that's amazing. So while they're talking, 2 cars pull up. They get out the car and jump out. Next door is a gold store. So they about to loot the gold store. So the sister go, now newscast is still there. They're still live. Sister go, hey, y'all ain't about to do nothing over here. Her husband and, hey man, y'all need to move on out. Now the 2 white boys are still double pump shotgun strapped. The brothers that they got out the car, they like, this ain't none of your business. This ain't even yours. Stay out of our business. So they arguing back and forth. The sister going so tough, the husband has to pull her back. So police go by. Now, before the regular police come, 3 caravans of at least 30 cops on those trucks ride past. Now, these white boys got the double pump and the thing standing in front. They just keep going down the street.
Right.
Other police come through. The white boys take the shotguns. They're waving them in the air to get them to come because of the dudes who trying to rob the gold thing.
Right.
So I'm going, are they crazy? They got shotguns. These cops are going to kill them. Cops keep going.
No, they're white.
I was like, wait, cops keep going, but then they stopped, turned around, came back. When they came up, I was like, they better put them shotguns up because they're going to end up getting shot. Man, let me tell you something. The cops rolled up, came up on the white boys, put the white boys back in the store, and put the woman and her husband
Wow.
and her brother-in-law
On the
in
floor.
handcuffs.
Wow.
And the news reporter's going, no, they're helping. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But look, put the dudes in with the double pump shotguns and protected them to the point where the dudes locked the door to the liquor store. The cops had to knock on the door.
So
To
the dude they were protecting the store of didn't speak up for him or nothing?
Because they went in, when the cops came, they pushed them back into their thing.
Oh man, that's bullshit. They should have
And then
said
they
no.
locked
They
their
shouldn't have
door.
went in there.
So the news reporter is going, dude, they didn't do anything. They're helping out. It's those kids over there. And the cop was like, we getting them. We getting them. No, not them. Them over there. Look, he just started hollering at her. She was like, this is crazy. So the
I
part.
watched it. It was very chaos.
The
though.
part
I
that blew me
didn't
away.
see the part with the
Like,
white
yeah,
guys
you gotta
with the
watch
guns.
it all the
But
way.
when you see the second part, when the cops
I
come
missed
up,
all that,
just
yeah.
to understand how chaotic it gets so quickly, there were so many cops that came in, and when the one guy came in, the reporter was trying to explain it, and it was taking her forever to explain
Right.
it the
That's
right
the
way
problem.
for him to understand.
Right.
And then they're just going, and while she's trying to explain to the officer, no, they're the good people, the other cop had already started trying to put handcuffs on them. So it was just, you got to take a minute.
If
to
you
figure
watch,
out
I
what's
watched
going
it
on.
live. So if you watch it live, the part that was crazy is if they show it all, you would see that is the America's problem right there. They came in. You got 2 white boys holding double pump shotguns
Right.
in the air.
And assume.
And the first person that they go to arrest is the black folks who ain't got no guns.
That's why, man, you can't trust these motherfuckers.
That's the part
man.
that's crazy.
That's why I don't get all of that bullshit of kneeling and shit. Is
Dave's
fake.
downstairs.
Let me tell you what
Here we go. What kneeling is fake? Did you say?
Well, kneeling is fake, but let me tell you what I saw on the way here.
Right.
And then I'm gonna talk about
God,
the
it's
kneeling.
early.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it ain't that early. When I was driving down Victory, right? Do you know I saw a white guy? I was driving down Victory and I looked at him and he was kind of looking kind of suspicious. So when I was driving, I kept my eye on him. He had a spray paint can in his hand. So I'm interested to go back to where he was to see what he spray painted. I'm gonna do that tonight just to see if he sprayed something like Black Lives Matter or some shit like that.
He might have.
Yeah.
He might have.
Now let me tell you why I think it's fake with the cops. They're just doing that. They're just doing that to go ahead and save face. They do not believe any of that and taking a knee in front of the protesters. What is that proving? What is it
Why
proving?
did I know that was going to be the
Nah,
dialogue?
nah, let me
for tonight?
say this.
Why
Let me
did
say
I
this.
know you were
Let me
going
say
to say
this.
that?
Because
I
Not
knew.
all of them do, but there are some that was on their knees and they do believe. We can't put them all.
Well,
in the
and
same
I am
bag.
going to say,
What-
my
what
first
a-
thought was, here's the thing. One or two start, right?
Right.
Then you started seeing the trend of all of them. And I even said that people are going to immediately think it's not sincere. They're just doing it. Now, I'm not saying I think all of them that are doing it are sincere. I don't. I think there are some people sprinkled in. Let me just do what I need to do. But there are also photos of some kneeling, and the officer right next to him wasn't kneeling. So
I again believe that it's all just to save face and to keep the heat down.
More than faith.
Well, okay, so wait a minute.
to save their lives.
And to save
Exactly.
face. So would you
Well,
rather
what?
that they were like F it and F you when they were going around doing the crazy
You know what?
shit?
I'd rather them be just who the fuck they are, which is being fake, if that's what it is. Now, if they're sincerely on their knee doing it, I'm with them.
Saving face and fake is two different things.
Saving face and fake is the same thing.
Not really.
Because you ain't telling the truth. It's true. I mean, what?
Well,
like I said,
well,
like I
well,
said,
let me ask you
like
a
I
question.
said, go ahead.
To agree to disagree, is that saving faith or being fake?
Say it again.
To agree, I agree.
to disagree.
Is that saving face,
Right.
or is that being fake?
Let's go ahead and I'll agree to disagree.
So you're gonna agree to disagree to that too?
No, I'm gonna tell you why. Think about it. What I put down on my social media page today, I said it would have been cool for these same cops to all of a sudden was taking knees that took a knee 4 years ago when Cap did it peacefully on the sideline and said there's no disrespect to the flag, but I'm up here, I'm doing this for police brutality. And every cop was talking about, oh man, how can he disrespect the flag? This and this and this and that. Now cops are taking knees.
I agree.
That's why it's
1000%.
bullshit.
But we
point.
can't go back 4 years
But-
ago.
Yes,
so
we can go back
no,
4 years.
We
ago.
can't change
They
it.
went back 30
they
years
didn't
on
kneel
Cosby.
4 years
They went
ago.
30 years back on Cosby.
didn't kneel
We can
4
go back
years
4
ago.
years
Great
on
point,
these
Danny.
motherfuckers.
Great
Thank you.
point.
But-
Thank you.
That is not a good point.
It's a great
Well,
point.
no,
makes
I will
sense.
I will say it's a great point because them using the tactic of the military, everybody's mom and daddy in some form of fashion have served in the military. So for them to use that to tear up Kaepernick's understanding, they diluted the whole story. They diluted his whole reason.
They knew that in the beginning.
that's
Look,
true.
when I went overseas, we asked some of the military people.
yeah.
When we was overseas, that time I was overseas, we was in the Middle East that time. And we said, hey, how do you guys feel about blah, blah, blah? And it was like, we understand why he's doing it. These are people that are in our military. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden, and the problem I have too with it is this. Why all of a sudden are you going to agree with the kneeling when you allowed the president to hijack the narrative when he did it the first time and say that he was disrespecting the flag?
Because the
Now-
message got diluted.
yeah. So, but now all of a sudden, everybody is, oh, Kaepernick is, he was right. We owe him an apology. You knew you owed it to him then. You knew he wasn't wrong then. So that's what I'm saying. All of this kneeling now, be who you are. Just you a cop. You know you ain't down with it. Don't kneel. Look at this. The cop killed the brother a week ago. Within 4 days, cops in Atlanta.
What number, Dave?
Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hear you, Dave.
6.
Cops in Atlanta get arrested. I mean, not arrested, but get fired for aggressively arresting 2 college students.
Okay, we jumping.
No, we ain't jumping.
Yeah.
We talking. So who you to tell me what we doing? That's why we always
We're
battling.
jumping on the list.
Okay,
But
I'm
let's
making
talk
a
about
point,
that.
Dave.
I got you.
My point is this. I believe what they do. What's up, Big D?
What's going on, though?
I believe that all of this kneeling and stuff is fake. And I don't like it because they had a chance to support that brother. And if they would have, we wouldn't be one man dead and $50 billion in debt. And I would get my second stimulus check. Because we ain't getting that motherfucker no more. I'm telling you that right now. That check ain't coming. That's something we can agree on right there. I think we are.
Probably not.
So, since jumping, what does everybody do? Blackout Tuesday?
I did.
Is that when you
know
rent
what?
to?
and then I
Would you-
regretted it.
I
did
did
it.
it by default. I didn't even know what was
Alright.
going on.
I
You
did
didn't
it.
know what?
I
know what was
did it
going on.
because
You
my
just did it because you saw people
my
doing
first
it?
No,
understanding.
I did it because I didn't plan on spending no damn money that day.
That's what it was supposed to be, but that's not what it was.
What was it, Blue?
Well, actually, it was a music industry term. Now, it was for racism, but a music industry person created it from Atlantic Records. Senior director of marketing. Actually, it was 2 of them. Senior director and former senior director came, and it was a reflection of the future of actions against
Police brutality?
civil rights.
It's all bullshit.
Well, so you don't like that either?
No.
You didn't like that she wanted to do
One
that?
day, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with what she's doing, but like Blue said, I mean, look, if you really want to make a difference, then tell people don't spend their money and let's go ahead and keep that motherfucker.
But see, here's my problem. Tuesday was the primaries.
Right.
Voting day. It wasn't for us, but it was still the
I was
primaries.
gonna say, I don't, because I never even voted.
It wasn't
was
for us.
certain
It wasn't for
states.
us. It was certain
It's
states.
certain states.
So, and during this time, after I did it, I thought about, why do I want to be silent? Why
You thought about it. I thought about it, and so did
I
everybody
was like,
else on
why am I
social
being
media
silent
after
on the
we
day?
did it.
First of all, in a time that I shouldn't be, and on a day I really shouldn't be.
Right.
Like it was
Oh,
an
wait a minute,
ingenious setup.
And Washington D.C. was part of the voting yesterday. So, yeah, that
It just
made
tripped
no
me
sense.
out.
It was counterproductive.
It was counterproductive, here's the thing. The reality is this: what we need to do is, and this was that
Kill all those motherfuckers. No, I'm sorry.
Here's a perfect example.
I got cabin fever.
What we need to do is stop reading the headlines
Yes.
and read the whole story.
Read the whole story.
Yeah.
So that way we don't get caught up like this.
Yeah.
Because
and you know
that was a straight caught up.
And you know what? That's something that is big on social media. People will respond to something by just reading the headline instead of clicking onto it and maybe reading the whole story. Then when you're getting back dialogue that you're not expecting, the person asks you, well, did you read it? Oh, no, I didn't read the whole thing. They'll tell you, too.
Actually,
They'll tell you, I didn't read it. I just
there were
looked it up.
multiple posts going around.
Yeah,
I think
multiple.
originally it wasn't really explained. The ones I saw didn't fully explain it. By the time I saw the right one that really explained it, half the day had
I
gone
got
by.
The original one said, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it
'Cause
said.
I didn't see the one about
it
not
said,
spending money.
We are a part of the strong economic movement.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't buy, we damage the economics of the United States. So that date, Blackout Tuesday, don't buy anything. Well, this blackout, but when it came to be Tuesday, the push was Blackout Tuesday, and we realized these are two different things.
Yeah.
See, but all of what I knew was about being silent, not necessarily not spending money. I thought it was more so
Here's the
being
funny thing.
silent
Here's the
and-
funny thing. How you gonna spend money when everything is closed? First of all, it was closed.
Or ran
Well,
rampaged up.
then the day that it was supposed to open up, it got looted.
Yeah.
So how you gonna spend money anyway? Unless online, but you really everything was so bombarded with what was going on. Where in what form or fashion was you gonna spend money anyway?
I don't know why black people, and I'm gonna say black people, can't keep money in their pocket. When that stimulus check came out, like we talked about already, people going out getting hair and nails done and barbershop. If we want to make change, like you said earlier, it's gotta be economic. It's gotta be economy. It's gotta be.
Here's the thing. Collectively, we've never been taught how to manage finances. So, of course, when we get it, we're going to spend it.
But
you know the reason why we really spend money, right?
Right.
Why we have to get what we want.
Right.
Because there was a point in time of our lives that we didn't live past 30 some odd years old. And most of the time was because when we stepped out in the street that day, there was a chance that we wasn't gonna make it back in. So
That's still
people
a reality.
couldn't wait.
Say it again.
That's still a reality.
Yes,
It's
it
still a
is.
reality, but it was so much more prevalent then.
Yeah.
So in that understanding, black folks I can't wait to later on down the line.
Right.
I got to live my life now because tomorrow
Well-
is definitely not promised.
Well, we passed that. You motherfuckers can live until 50 if you stay away from the police. So keep your money in your pocket. How about that?
Stay away from
Okay.
stay away till you can live to. But you know what's so cold? You know
Make
what's
that
so
an
cold?
online course. Let me know how to work out.
Wait. You know what's so cold? Dannon just made our funeral tomorrow.
Yeah.
You live till you 50, and you should have been gone.
Oh, is your birthday tomorrow?
Matter of fact,
No,
three of us ain't here.
I just
if
turned
that's the
50.
case.
You said you get to live till you 50.
Yeah.
Like you made our funeral tomorrow, and you should have been gone.
You just Thanos 3 of our
Like you
asses
could have
right
put
there.
80 on that. You could have put 80,
Hey,
75.
man, I'm shaving this shit next week, goddammit. I ain't that old.
Please do.
He said you could live till you 50.
I'm actually only 42.
Oh, well, hey, look, wherever you stop,
Lies. He told
Wherever
us his
you-
age
hey, look,
months
wherever-
ago.
Oh, now you got a memory all of a sudden. Ain't this
That's in Hollywood.
hey, look, wherever
yeah. 42 in Hollywood. Time.
Hollywood
Look,
years.
thank you, Dave.
wherever you stop celebrating, that's all right with me.
I stopped. Guess what? I stopped as long as I'm living. The day I die is when I stop living. Stop whatever I'm doing. I ain't gonna lie to it. I don't care. Even though my
All
knee,
right, so-
even though my knee hurt.
Danny, were you here during the riots in 92?
You know what? My monkey behind drove in from Ohio 2 days, got here March the 13th. I left Ohio March 11th, got in LA March the 13th, and by April, I was in Long Beach trying to figure out what the hell you Africans are doing in LA because shit was on fire. And I was in Long Beach.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you had just
I was
gotten
here. I had just gotten here.
And Long Beach didn't have as much.
It got it, but it
rioting.
wasn't as bad.
No. Well, to be honest with you, number one, Dave's from LA, Nick's from LA, so there's definitely a complete understanding of
The difference between Long Beach, yeah.
no, the difference between the riot then and the riot now.
Okay.
Nick
Do
was
you think you
Nick
have
was
to-
very young. He was
you
very
think-
young because I was a young tender. So
You think you have to be from here to understand the difference?
Yeah,
you do
you
because
do.
somebody
Why?
said to
Why?
that-
Because to be here and know the magnitude, like
How bad
after
it
it
was.
was over, because
Magnitude
driving
was
around,
up.
you like you driving around and say, damn, there was a building here. There was a mall here. Because I opened up the Crenshaw Florence Mall. You know that the one they
yeah.
burnt down? I was the comedian they hired when for that day I emceed that event. And that whole thing, as you guys know better than me, was gone.
The funny, okay, here's a big difference. So you know how they perpetrating it on the news, right?
Yep.
Everybody's real hurt about it. Real hurt about it.
Real hurt about what? The
A real
riots?
hurt about the riots in LA right now. In '92, the riots never went past La Brea. Well, they went La Cienega.
Yeah, they didn't get up to
They got to La Cienega and Rodeo.
right.
Then so
That
it
ain't far.
No, it wasn't.
Y'all
a
just
big
made it
deal.
past the 10.
I'm trying to tell you.
Did
It
y'all,
wasn't
y'all
a big-
didn't make it to the 10.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
It was not a big deal because we were burning up where we live.
Exactly.
We were destroying everything where we live.
Right.
And so it went a week, but the fires went 3 weeks because they found out that a lot of owners were burning up their own stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so
Smart guys.
that was number one. Cause soon as it went past La Cienega, riots was over. Like,
Well-
the National Guards was here in the second week, and this is mild. The kind of National Guards we had.
Yeah.
National Guards we had were straight up shooting.
Yeah.
Like they laying in the back. This is laid back National Guard.
We got National Guards down the street from here.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. This laid back. No, they didn't even come out this far. To the valley? Eh,
no,
they come out too
but
far.
now let me ask you this: didn't it change a little bit when it hit the? Because it didn't go as far as rodeo and what?
It was rodeo in La Cienega. They looted Fetco.
But it hit LA. It hit USC. It hit that area over there.
Because it was all hood. All hood got
Yeah.
destroyed.
Yeah.
Look, in my neighborhood, I grew up on 81st and Avalon. My neighborhood, they burned down every market there was. So now you know why you got all these superior markets? Because those were our boys and our ABCs.
Yep.
And so they would not
Alpha,
come back
beta.
in. They wouldn't come back into the neighborhoods.
Wow.
So they gave funding to the Spanish to open up markets for food. So now they supply our food in the neighborhood.
Wow.
Look, they didn't
And
even.
also, you have to make sure that you mention that the demographics had changed by then as well.
Oh, demographics, they changed by then. And look, they didn't even want to. We burned down all our banks. They tried not to bring the banks back. They were going to make us all work through check cashing places.
Wow.
The only reason why the city council wouldn't let it happen, but they did not want to put banks back in the hood. They
But
was
there,
like,
now, what was the? Is it federal one? What's the black-owned bank? Because I opened up their bank on Wilshire.
you talking about the one that used to be in Baldwin?
Used to
That
be one-
Magic Johnson and
No,
and,
not Magic and them ain't own this one. Magic and them had this one. There was another man or person or family that had a bank. Cause they got it's the same bank that's on Martin Luther King.
Founders?
Martin Luther King and Figueroa. That bank that's right there. Yeah, is it Founders?
I think it's
Black
Founders
owned.
Bank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's not Magic and them.
Well, Magic and them, okay.
'Cause I opened up that bank.
The bank that Magic and Janet Jackson became a part of was already owned by a black family. They just needed more funding. And so Magic, Janet Jackson, and somebody else, Norm Nixon, became a part of it to get more funding. But then they all dropped it.
Right.
Like, because it wasn't, look, they wasn't able to give no loans to anybody.
Yeah.
You know?
They didn't want to give no loans.
You know, well, when you redline the neighborhood,
Yeah.
and it's all burned down. Look, the crazy part about rioting in the hood, what people got a quick understanding of history. When 92 happened and they burned down the hood, folks realized it was still boarded up from 1968.
60.
It was still boarded up that from the riots then,
Right.
and they had never gave the money to reopen them.
Right now ain't a good time to burn up your shit. Because with gentrification,
Gentrification.
they gonna be like, cool. We gonna let y'all. We even gotta work. No, it's not. They gonna coming back. They're like, we good. Y'all just burn it down, and we gonna come in and we buying it at a cheaper
Yeah,
price.
we're gonna
and
buy
we
it dirt
yeah.
cheap, and
Mayor
you already
Garcetti
gone.
said-
Cause you know the Crenshaw Mall got sold.
Oh, it got sold. It got
Couple weeks
sold.
ago.
Well, yeah.
No,
something
couple
like
weeks
that.
ago,
A little
sold.
farther back, yeah.
So
But-
that whole area is done.
yeah,
There's a
Recently?
huh?
Recently?
Yeah, it
Yeah, about
sold.
like 3 weeks ago, 4
I
weeks
said
ago.
I said that about a couple of them. It was $100 and some odd million.
It was 100 years. Yeah.
Yeah, they about to change that whole.
Yeah.
It's you talking about regentrification. It's you about to see it.
If
in
you
its full.
live in the jungle, what you want to call the jungle, you better go ahead and talk to your boy and get some money before they get you up out of there, because they're gonna take that they built these nice looking condos over there with, right there before.
Look, when they put a Kaiser,
and
they
parts
put a
of the-
brand new
Kaiser's
Kaiser.
there. Yeah, you done.
And they're cleaning up parts of the J's too.
Yeah, I know. I've been over in there, but the Jays is owned by one family, and the only thing they're doing really is cleaning up the outside.
Yeah.
because they be getting a lot of heat
Exactly.
from the city.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just think we got to think more. Even with this rioting, we got to think more.
All right, so I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
What was the reason? What started the '92 riots?
The ass whooping that Rodney King got, and the cops getting off.
Okay, what started the '92 riots?
That's what I thought.
No, what actually started the '92 riots? Rodney King had been whooped. What started was when the verdict came back for the police officers,
got
and
off.
it was a deadlock.
That's what I said, motherfucker.
You didn't, no. When you say Rodney King, that was a whooping. Didn't nobody riot then.
No,
know,
but he
but-
also
but
said
I-
the cops getting off.
I said the cops getting
Oh,
off.
I didn't hear that part.
This motherfucker just gotta get all of the juice. I said it like as loud as I could. Nick, did you hear what I said?
No, it wasn't as loud as you could.
It might have been when you spit my
It wasn't that loud, but
Wow.
Okay.
Maybe my
so fast forward
Yeah,
to
shots
today.
fired, yeah.
What's,
Okay, fast forward
what's-
today.
you
What started
said
the
it
riots
looks
today?
Different.
Huh?
Well, I wanted to know you.
The-
What's
what
the
looks
difference?
different. You
I
said
think
how it looks different.
what started
I want to know how it
today.
looks different with you. That
Oh
was the,
well,
you started
the
with that
difference,
question.
the difference, the way it looked different to me is the first riot we really actually tore up our own where we resided,
Right?
and this riot, the other part is they made it look like it was only black folks, and this
Yeah.
riot,
Oh yeah.
they tore up where we don't even
Go.
You know, there's always
I do.
in real estate. There's always been an understanding in real estate, and it's black folks will where they can afford they won't live, and where they can't afford they'll rent. So where we rent, we tore up this time. This is where
Fairfax the third.
this is where we tore up.
Farmers Market.
Yeah.
And I mean,
They even
like,
got that Whole Foods over there.
man,
Oh.
hey, but you know that Whole Foods? I
They
thought about it, and I
locked it all
said,
up, though.
wait a minute, why would they rob? Oh, homeless. Whole Foods, homeless. All them homeless that's right around there. Why not go in the Whole Foods? This is like time to give me half filet mignon on the curb.
Man, if I was homeless right now and saw the riot, man, I have a bag walking very cool and calm. I'm gonna get a lot of shit. I be walking through the supermarket like I'm shopping. Why
but I
everybody
would-
run around here?
Another thing I'll tell you
these
is
are
this
not
ride was
fresh.
technically sound.
Well, it was all planned.
Because the kids,
playing.
you knew it was a lot of kids because they hit all the stuff they see on the videos, Instagram, like Fairfax Street, that whole Fairfax Street off of between Fairfax between Beverly and Melrose. Man, the flight store, tennis shoes. Dog, you can go in there. My man went in there and spent 40 G's.
Damn.
You could, I mean, on tennis shoes, and he only bought 10 pair.
Well, he messed up. He should have waited.
No, and look, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence went in there and spent $5,000, and they bought like 4 pair of shoes. They looted that whole store. They looted what's the Louis Vuitton, the Chanel, the Nordstroms,
How about
the
Apple
Nike.
though? Apple was like, yeah, you
Oh,
can
they got
sell
Apple,
that
too.
shit, but you can't.
Oh, wait.
sell it. You can't use it.
So my cousin is a lieutenant. She said the Louis Vuitton bags and Chanel bags, which is true, when you buy them, they have to run across this scanner
so it's got the
to
thing
turn
on it.
off. She said they arrested a bunch of them the next morning.
Wow.
The next morning, they went to the places that had the most direct hits. So that's where they went first. Man, come on, man.
Hey, look, they messed up my valley. They messed up the Walgreens and the liquor store. But you know what they did to the Walgreens? They broke the Walgreens that I go to has like a metal gate that that protects it.
Right.
They broke the side window.
Right.
Went in, didn't ransack the Walgreens, took all the drugs. They did it to all the pharmacies up here.
Wow.
So this shit is all planned. They hit I looked in, because I went there to go there, and the guys, yo, we're not going to be open for a couple of days. You can see where the glass was broke, 'cause I go in there all the time.
And went straight to the pharmacy.
Went right to the pharmacy.
Oh,
None
I
of
mean, that's
the
what you're gonna
places.
get. That's what you're gonna get.
Well,
That's your
this is-
money.
But this is how you know this is all set up, because these dudes know. They know. I wouldn't
Yeah,
think about
these
going to
young
goddamn
kids are
pharmacy.
smart. But let me
I
tell
don't
you
think
something.
they're all young on that
I'm
one.
gonna tell you something. In 1992, the reason why they were burning down buildings, how that started. Do y'all know why that started?
What, burning down buildings?
Why they started burning down buildings?
No.
Because
Welcome
This
to
is-
Riot Trivia.
look, no, this was.
You can learn how your shit's
If he
going to
has
get
one more
burnt
time,
down.
Wait,
do
wait.
you know
This
how?
is ingenious. The reason why they burned them down is because they were taking the money orders and the money order machines. If you burn down the building,
You killed
there's
them.
no record.
Right.
So they were writing checks or writing money orders and just making money orders all over the city. How was you going?
To me, that's still kind of dangerous. I want I want the cash. Give me the money orders though, because you know what?
You got the machine. You can make as many as you want.
Oh, you talking about making the money orders?
They stole the machines and the money order books
Oh shit!
and then burned down the building so you wouldn't. Who?
Pissed me off. I should have been out there.
Look on Western Manchester. There's a Bank of America.
Yep.
And they burnt that one down. And police just forgot about it, and they came back 5 days later and then got the safe.
Wow.
Then came to get the safe because it was burnt down. Look, there was a surplus on Western. Dave used to live down the street. There was a surplus that served every kind of gun you want to know. They burnt that down because they stole the guns, and then there'd be no record of what guns were in the store. Inventory was written in. It wasn't on computers.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, either way, man, the 92 was bad. Because the 92 was the start of the flipping of LA. And then people were already starting to buy them homes out in Palmdale. And that's when all of that big, started happening, the rush out there,
I'm
Palmdale,
getting the hell about
Lancaster.
it,
Yeah. And then that's also the time, because I used to work with FedEx. And I used to tell people, man, I used to live in the SC area. I said, man, yo.
That's how you know Tanasha Malone.
Tinashe alone?
Yeah, tall Tasha Malone.
Oh, yeah. That's my girl.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, I used to tell people like, man, save you, don't sell, cause I be talking to the owners. They're like, we think about getting a problem. Like, man, don't sell, cause SC did what they saw it, and they brought all of those houses, nice houses over there. That's why you can go 4 blocks off of SC, where nobody was living before. It was hood, and that was just they fixed them houses up. They frat houses now, everything. So that riot, what that riot did was, it opened up a door, like every bad event does, for someone else to benefit from it.
Oh, like always.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people died? How many people we lost
In the riot?
in the riot? I know how many we lost
50. We lost 51 people, 53 people.
now.
No, in the riot in 92.
92, we lost 60, really. But you were very close.
Yeah, this motherfucker, this guy, he got to do one more than me. What the fuck?
This is starting to feel like
You
Jeopardy.
can't win.
Go ahead, Maria.
So, talking about today's riot,
Okay.
I feel like I can appreciate that the crowds are very different, which is something I was already thinking about. But President
Appreciate in which way?
Obama talked about it today.
Appreciate
It's
it.
more diverse. Like I feel like you haven't really seen that in the past.
So, do you appreciate that they're rioting, or you appreciate that they're diverse?
Okay.
Aren't they the same, kind of?
No, wait a minute.
Okay,
Not,
go
I
ahead.
don't
It's a legit
appreciate
question.
the
It's a
rioting.
legit question.
Oh,
No. I said that wrong.
okay.
I
no problem.
appreciate them coming out and supporting the cause, but I do not support rioting.
Here's the reason I
believe in the
That's-
protest.
yeah,
And
I-
that's really what
I
I
agree
want
with
to
you
say.
there. But I agree with
The
you.
diverse crowd with the rioting, I believe we're seeing on camera just how much it's set up and that they are trying to make the black people look bad.
That's what I was about to say.
But
It's diverse, but it makes us look worse.
No, no.
Yes.
Because we are now able to identify that. We're seeing it, and we are able to now point out the difference between the rioters and the protesters.
Yeah, but one thing about
And they're two totally different crowds.
I agree with you, and I'm with you on that. Adding to that, rioting always has a way of being associated with black people. Excessive celebration has always been a way to associate with white people. You know, we won the football game.
Yeah, when
we
they
lost
out there turning over
we
the
lost
police
football game.
cars,
Right,
it
right.
was never called a riot.
It was never called
It was
riot.
always called
so that's
excessive
why
celebration.
exactly. So that's why I don't like the fact that yes, I appreciate the riot or the protesters being of all cultures, but I don't appreciate them doing what they're doing because when it comes down to it, it's still being associated with black people.
Yep.
I don't. Wait a minute. You don't appreciate what they're doing. What part?
The rioting part. I
Oh,
don't-
yeah,
because,
but I think
because
that's probably always been. It's just now.
No, it hasn't
we're
always been
able
that
to see
way.
it. Oh, I don't
Because you
know.
look at because in '92, when you said riot, you still Florence and Normandy and anything that expanded from there, and that was all black.
Right.
Now you got it where the rioters of all nationalities and around the country, like in Philly, they had it like they say Northeast in Philadelphia. So when people say Philadelphia, oh, that's black people. But no, in Northeast, that's white and Puerto Ricans. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
So when you say rioting, to me, and I'm agreeing with what you're saying, I'm just saying I don't like the fact that the young people I don't like the rioting part because it's making us as black people and people assume that we're the ones just doing it.
And
So-
it's not just young people though
So-
that are doing
Yeah,
the
that's true.
tearing shit up. It
So,
really
so
isn't.
is the looting overshadowing
yes.
the true
Well,
the true people's purpose?
Oh yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I think it started. It started out that way, but I feel like there have been enough people that have stepped in to change the narrative. I believe between the social media and our news, they're covering and they're pointing it out much more. I think.
Well,
than they
I
have
think
before.
what's happening is it's being lost because our country has such a disdain for our president that anything he says now they're trying to associate everything to him, and he didn't
good or
kill.
bad, everything good or bad.
Well, he's not good. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is the narrative is now being taken. See, this is how I feel. The narrative should never be taken off the cops. They were the ones that was there. They were the one that killed them. No
So
matter
at
the-
what
but
point
that's
has
the
the
media doing
narrative
that.
been?
I know
taken
that,
off the
and I'm
cops?
agreeing. Excuse me.
Where has the narrative?
All you gotta
been
do is
taken off
listen
the
to
cops?
CNN. All they're doing is talking
But
about Trump the whole time. What he's doing wrong, this and this.
Just with my question, when I said is the looting, so the looting is taken away. They're trying to make the looting way more bigger
Yeah.
than what the real.
And the
Because-
looting,
because
and
folks
the
breaking
looting
the-
now is being associated with Trump because of what he's saying about sending in the National Guards and shooting and all that.
Yeah.
So now
When
everybody
the looting starts, the shooting starts.
exactly.
Hey,
Which
now-
news are y'all watching?
That was a great bar,
news?
though.
Huh?
I said that was a great bar by Trump.
But you
When the
know,
looting starts, the shooting
now
starts.
you know what's so trip about
great
it?
bar.
Maria, you didn't hear that? You
When
didn't,
he-
you didn't hear about that?
When
I
he,
did hear that. What do
You
you
just
mean? I
said-
didn't say I didn't.
No,
I
you
said
did.
what
You said what
news are
media?
you watching? Because I
CNN.
honestly, what I'm viewing.
What are you looking
I
at,
don't feel
Fox?
the same way you all
You,
feel.
are you,
Well, no, that's the narrative. What he's talking about, the reason when I said about the looting, they're trying to make the
No,
looting
I got that
more
part.
important.
No.
Okay.
What I said is what I'm saying is when I watch CNN, I don't feel that they are taking away from the narrative of the cops at all. But you all are watching CNN and feel different. I don't. I feel like
Because-
that's all I'm seeing. I am seeing the Trump stuff because
Yeah.
it does need to be addressed and talked
it
about.
needs to be addressed.
You
We're
know
But
he
in the
took
middle of
credit.
the election. You need to talk about.
You know
but
he
I
took
feel
credit.
like I'm watching enough of it that I have to
here's,
turn off because
here's
they
the
are
problem
talking
with
about the
here's
real
the
issue.
problem with America. We're not being smart. We have a chance to make the move and decide Trump's fate in November. So I don't even know why we keep worrying about every little thing he says. November, vote. Let's worry about right now these four
Why should
cops.
we need to still start voting now? Because
No, hear me out though. But hear me out though. Because we're saying the same thing. I'm just saying the focus when you change the narrative because you're so worried about what's happening in November, it's going to mess up what's going on here right now, which is we got these 4 cops in L.A. I mean in Minneapolis. We got the 6 cops in Atlanta. So we're saying that these cops are trying to make a change. This is one reason I have a problem with the kneeling because I believe when it comes down to it, they don't really truly believe it. You know what I'm saying? But we learned so much about getting Trump out the office and every little thing he does and his photo op and things like that, which is wrong. But now it takes away from, the narrative of a man was killed. They still trying to figure out what charges to give
It
these
takes
dudes.
away from our narrative, but their narrative is Trump took credit for what he said, and the riots backed off, but it didn't back off because of Trump. It really more or less backed off because Floyd's brother
Has asked for peace.
asked for peace. But
Right.
he took credit and said, "It's because I said I'm gonna bring the bring the military
But
in."
you know he's
Well,
going
who
to.
believed that?
No, but
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
but his narrative is, if he makes America, and that's why I didn't like the looting. If he makes America believe that his way would stop this, he'll turn a lot of people, all the people that don't like looting. I'm talking about the people who are Democrats that just can't stand people breaking up. And number one, most of the places are mom and pops. So your mom and pops being destroyed, and they're not getting that big money from the corporation.
But Blue, the problem is this. He knows what he's doing. If he says something, he knows it's going to be a firestorm no matter what the heck he says now. He knows that. This man ain't dumb.
Wait. He's been doing that since day one. What are you talking about?
But I'm talking about. I understand that.
Yeah.
But now I'm talking about what of changing the narrative
Right,
and
right,
getting
right.
getting off what we should be
Right,
really worried about.
right.
My thing is like this. If I know it's like a boxing match, and it's like in fighting. I know I'm fighting you in November. Okay, I'm not worrying about the fight. I got to worry about the training. When the fight comes, then it's time to get down.
He's doing what Muhammad Ali used to do. Take you out of your mind game. So by the time you get to the fight,
But the thing is,
Well,
the
see,
fight
I-
that
who
we're
was
trying
paying
to, but the
attention
fight
now?
we're trying to get to is
Mm-hmm.
not the one in November. It's to take care of these cops. They're still having problems deciding what charges to give them. And the longer we start getting away from that narrative, and we see the kneeling, and we start seeing the hugging, people gonna think we're
I don't know
being
about having
forgiving.
problems. They
Actually-
have, they
And I
have
don't-
announced the
I
charges.
just-
actually,
Yeah, but I
on
think
the
we
charges,
should not
go
be
ahead.
forgiving. I'm sorry, Blue, but we just shouldn't be so forgiving. And that's what
Actually,
I'm
on the
feeling.
charges, Nick came up with a great understanding. Won't you share that, Nick?
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah, we talked about this a lot earlier. They moved the charges from, I think they were going for third-degree murder. They
Third
moved-
degree murder and manslaughter. They upped the charges on Chauvin
The second.
to second-degree murder.
Right. So if anybody knows anything about the law and how it works, usually when we're prosecuted, us meaning just civilians, it's a gray area. You know, they can go anywhere between whatever the law says.
Exactly.
Normally, when it's a police officer or somebody of the law, it's by the book. It's by the letter of the law. So unfortunately, second-degree murder implies that there was intent to commit murder. So now they have to go into the courtroom and actually prove that the cop intended to kill him.
Is that what second degree is?
Right.
That's what
versus
second degree is.
third degree.
First is that you have planned on it.
First degree murder is
First degree is
I planned-
premeditated.
Yeah,
Okay,
I planned it.
premeditated.
Yes, but Nick,
I
to
thought this
extend
out,
off of
and I'm
that,
gonna
the
do it.
second degree is at any point you realize your actions are leading to the possibility of that person losing their life.
No, I'm saying I understand. I agree with that he's guilty of second degree murder. But what I'm saying
But proving
is
it is going to be
to
difficult.
prove it is going to be difficult.
With three, they
because-
wouldn't have to
So
prove
prove it.
anything.
Three,
You
if they'd have
have
kept
to-
it at three.
Yeah.
Three is manslaughter. I think in the
That's
first
not
degree
true.
is
No, three-
What are you
well,
what
to
do you mean it's
prove-
not true. That's what I just said.
Wait,
It
hold
says-
on. 3 is what?
Yeah. So if they would have kept it at third degree murder,
Right.
they would have to basically prove that someone died in the cause of an action, right? Which is what happened.
Yeah.
Second degree murder, they have to prove the state of mind that he's in,
Right.
which is a lot more difficult,
lot
especially
more
when it comes to people of the law.
And the only way
So that's all I'm saying.
way they're going to be able to prove something like that with this cop is the fact that he has so many other, he has so many
has a
complaints.
history.
He has a history. That's the
No,
only thing.
The major point is it's on video
Shit,
of
Rodney
the
King was on
length
video.
of time.
Eric Garner was on video.
The length of time that he never changed his position. They also have on video that one of the other officers mentioned him not breathing and they should reposition him, and he chose not to. So there are multiple.
Now, if they had that
things
on
they have
audio?
they do.
Okay.
What's his name? Crump, the attorney. Basically, I think they heard the body cam.
Okay.
So he confirmed that today.
Okay, so but here's the
Now, that's
thing also.
interesting.
But now here's the thing that I think if anything that they'll be able to get him on is this. After the 6-minute mark, I believe, when he stopped speaking and stopped moving, he kept his knee on his brother for another like 2 minutes and 40 seconds, something
So
like that.
doesn't that warrant second degree from what I understand?
Oh,
Well, no,
it should be
That's what
second
they've
degree.
No,
explained.
it should be. It's not. I'm not arguing the point of what it should be. We're arguing the point of what can get charged, what can stick, because these cops go. Because just because you,
So can second degree stick or not?
I don't think it can.
It's got a harder chance.
It's got a harder chance. To
Three
stick.
dead
Three,
on.
3 dead on
Three
because
is
somebody
dead
just
on.
died. You just get them on somebody, and that was still 25 years.
Yeah.
I think the max or the minimum was 25 years.
Okay, so here's what's interesting about that. So you feel 3 was a absolute nope. This is good, right?
No.
Much better chance than the
I
than
feel
1 or
yes,
2.
yes,
But
definitely
yet,
more than 1.
Nobody was happy with 3. Everybody wanted more.
Because most people that are, if you listen to them, first of all, they're just people that really, not everybody, but they're not thinking. It's just like we want murder. It was murder. They're not thinking like breaking it down and going, oh, you know what?
But
this is not going to stick.
that added
Here's my
fuel
thing.
to the fire with
Two-
everything.
two
though.
is
That added
attainable.
the fuel
Two
because
is
they
the-
didn't
it's
like
the
Two
Yeah.
is
3.
attainable.
Yeah,
It
but
really is
Yeah,
based
it is.
on
And it
based
irked
on the
me that
evidence.
they shot for 3 manslaughter just off the bat because you could just tell they were going for the lowest.
I'ma tell you right
fruit,
now-
just trying to get a conviction.
Right.
We need somebody who's gonna have some fucking teeth. That's gonna go in there and convict him.
And
the
I'm not-
same-
and I'm not
the
comfortable with
same
that,
way
brother.
they convicted the brother.
Yeah.
Who accidentally shot the white woman.
Yeah.
Talking about he needed to reassess
Well, they
the
switched. They
situation.
switched the guys. You know that. That
Yeah,
guy
they had
switched.
to.
Yeah, because of the white. It was a white boy that got the brother.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
was, and he was dragging his feet on this one.
Yeah. But I truly believe, and that's why I put a post out. Please don't celebrate too soon.
early.
Because it's like a football game.
'Cause like
you better
you
wait
said-
till the kid.
I
You
don't
better
think
wait till it's
anybody's
done.
celebrating too early. But if nothing was happening, then it would be more of an uproar.
But here's
So
the thing,
I
though.
feel
Because
like
no,
as
no, but
that's
little-
not fair
as
to
little
say.
things are
Rodney King was
But
on
that's
video.
not. Yeah, and that's not fair to say because if nothing was happening, something should have happened no matter what. A brother got killed. A man was
But
dead. So
things
it's not
are
like
happening,
so it's not like
and-
they're doing us a no. I know what you're saying,
But
Maria
as
Marie.
things
But
are
it's not like
happening,
you're doing
I
us
feel
a
like we
favor.
take away from it.
Yeah, but it's not like you're doing us a favor by saying, you know what? So I know we doing some. Here's a charge, motherfucker. Somebody died, nigga. Charge him.
I don't think anybody said that. I'm
No,
just
but what you
saying,
saying- but you
as
just
things
said-
are happening, can we acknowledge it and say, "Hey,
I'm not
history
acknowledging
is
shit
happening." Well,
until
that's
it's.
crazy.
First of all,
The
this
one
is the
thing
first.
the one thing I will say to that is that they're talking about, well, we got charges in 4 days. You know, that's unheard of. That's
yeah, I
unprecedented.
was about to say.
Don't do me no fucking favors talking about because you finally
Thank you.
did your job in
the
a
right
timely
way.
fashion.
Yeah,
Great point.
In history, because in history they usually don't bring no charge. First
No,
of all, they
9
don't
to
do,
12 months.
Exactly, and then that's if they bring them.
9 to 12
After
months.
the 9 to 12 months, they go, oh, by the way, you know what? We decide not to. We
Exactly.
decide not to charge.
I got
See,
one.
but that's the attitude I don't agree with. If they did, yes, they
How
should
can you-
always do it
But
in
you can't say you
earlier
disagree-
than a couple months.
You
I
can't-
can say,
you
it's my
can't say
opinion.
that.
If I
You
can
can
finish
say it.
saying
You
what
can
I'm
say,
trying to say.
shit, you don't let people finish sometimes. So
Okay,
what are you
go ahead,
talking about?
T-Green. Go ahead.
And what I'm saying about that is this. You say that's the attitude you're talking about. No, the attitude should be they should always try to get a case. The reason that we're rioting in America, the reason that we have problems with cops and relationships is because they're going and never even having a case. If black people would see that the cops were at least getting charged and there's going to be a trial, there would never be black people upset. Whatever the courts did, they would do. But this is the last 3 killers was the first time. The 2 in Texas and the 1 in Minneapolis was the first time in years that they actually took a case to court. Look at the Sean McDonald case, the brother in Chicago.
Laquan
Shot him
McDonald.
Laquan, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Shot him 16 times in the street. And the dude only got 7 years.
And he was walking away.
And he was walking
from them.
away. So you got a situation here. This is not a cut case. So we shouldn't be happy because they throw us a banana or an apple peel every now and then. I'm not saying you're saying that, Marie, but I'm saying I don't want to hear people say, well, at least something's getting done. No, something ain't getting done. What's getting done is your job.
Okay,
I
dude.
don't
Let
want
me ask you a
to
question.
people say a lot of shit that you're saying, but I agree to disagree. All I was trying to say was why I felt that way, and you didn't want to hear what I had to say.
You can say it now. Go
I'm
ahead.
not knowing the fuck I'm not now.
All right, well, then don't
Go
fucking
ahead.
say it then.
All right,
I'm not
let
there.
me-
I
Go ahead,
know
Dan.
for me, the one thing I want to see come out of all this energy is that I hope that it continues for Breonna and Ahmaud.
And
I don't want it to just stop at George Floyd.
Well,
And
I
you
do
know what? And
feel
that's-
like
go ahead,
that's
go
the
ahead.
next thing because, like, I forget. I don't know the attorney's first name. I keep saying Crump. Is his
Benjamin
last name?
Crump.
Yeah.
Benjamin Crump.
Where he was
Has he
mentioning
won?
everyone. But I feel like that's kind of the thing now. Everyone is trying to say the other victims' names with the hope that they don't get lost in this situation. So I'm waiting for that.
But that's
to
a
be
great
talked
case
about next
because
year.
they have been lost. And let me tell you why.
Well, that one is
No, but,
actually no, I don't.
But let me tell you why that has been lost because one, the young lady that got killed in Louisville,
Breonna
Breonna
Taylor.
They're talking. That situation was we was doing a raid. The dude was supposed to be there. Dumbasses didn't know the dude was already in custody, and they come and bust
They
him.
had the wrong address.
But no, the dude supposedly had lived there or was dating a girl, something like that. But what happened was,
Oh
here's
yeah,
the-
I thought it was a totally wrong address.
Right.
Yeah,
and
that's a
that
okay.
person
But
had
here's the
nothing to do with that.
But here's
house.
the exactly. But here's the crazy thing about it. The cops are saying, well, you know, We knocked on the door.
No, you didn't.
But the argument is they shot through another window. That's how she got killed. So the thing is, it's going to get lost because.
But I thought her boyfriend shot first.
They didn't. Okay, in that law, I mean, in that city, they don't have to knock when they have a warrant.
No, it has to be specifically a no-knock
they
warrant.
said-
It was.
But
Yeah,
they
it was a
said
no-knock
no.
warrant.
They had the wrong address.
But they lied because they said we announced ourselves, and the man and the
they
dude
didn't.
and the young boy said no. The young boy was like, no, they didn't come in there. They ain't announced themselves, and they was in plain clothes.
Yeah.
Right.
So he had to start popping.
Exactly.
And they arrested him.
Wait
They
a minute,
arrested
and
him.
is that's the law there to be because
And then they
in
finally
Delaware
released him.
when you do a
Thank you.
raid,
Everybody's different.
You could potentially be in plain clothes, but you are still identifiable as a police officer.
Everywhere is different.
Yeah, but your badge is hidden.
Interesting.
Right, and then look at
no, and not well, not. in
And then look at
Delaware.
look at the Georgia case. These cases are going to be lost because look at his case. Now this brother here, that was a big case at
We
first.
hope they
Which
now. Let's
brother?
not
Who
put
we
it in the
talking about?
universe.
Who?
Let's-
Well,
we hope
you're
they
right.
not.
We're not. But I'm just saying what she was saying earlier that
Right.
it could be lost.
Right.
It could be. Excuse me.
Who are you talking about?
In Georgia.
The brother that got shot in Georgia by the
Aubrey?
Ahmaud Aubrey.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, and look at that one. And so, and one reason that the cases can get lost is what they already did the little protest, and I hate to say little, but they
I got you.
marched a little bit and then it was over.
I got you.
But the argument now is the kind of case that it is. That's considered a citizen arrest type of case. He was a former cop. They felt that he was
And
doing
that's
something.
due to those backwards ass laws that they got on the Georgia
Exactly.
books.
But when stuff like that happens, that shit can get with no, outside of the videos that was
Well,
out
the
there.
difference with that is that wasn't a police officer.
He was a cop.
I thought he was an ex.
He was-
cop.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
an
retired.
ex-cop
He was
from that
ex-cop.
town, though. That's
He
why
was
it took them.
retired.
That's why it took him so long
Yeah,
to
he was
get.
retired.
Yeah, but that's why they didn't even want to arrest him because he was from that town.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's getting if that man
She
didn't have
needs
the
to
videos.
lose her job and be prosecuted.
Yeah.
I got one for y'all. Do y'all care what a celebrity thinks about what's going on?
Not really.
Are you sitting on is your motivation is that you're waiting for, because the other day, I've never, now, and mind you, I was overwhelmed and blown away because I've never seen LL talk about nothing but himself. And I'm not mad at him. I'm just saying. But he was fighting mad about this. Like, to the point they had to break his YouTube up in like
Right.
three different
But
situations.
Here's my thing on that.
Go ahead.
Why is one? See, this is where I get in trouble with, because
You
why?
ain't a celebrity? What do we know?
No, I am a celebrity. I just ain't got
You are a
celebrity.
celebrity.
I just ain't got no
You're a
celebrity. But I ain't got
celebrity.
but yeah. But no, what I'm saying is, why do we pick a death to make it important? See, this death here, everybody's talking about it.
Because we get comfortable.
But we're not. But we don't hear these people. Certain people. LeBron James is an example. This brother talks about almost every issue to the point where they got mad at him when he didn't talk about the unfortunate young brother that got shot, the 12-year-old kid that got shot by the cop in Cleveland.
Okay.
So my point being is, somebody said this, and not me, but someone said it's funny how some of these celebrities are coming out, and you're wondering if they're trying to sell a book. Great, so to get the album, you know what I mean? Because now all of a sudden, Nick Cannon's different. Nick has always been socially conscious, so
Right.
he's oversaid stuff.
Right.
But there's some people that we have not heard from, and I understand that doesn't mean we, like Maria would probably say, we got to start somewhere. But it still doesn't mean that, to me, your word so much is lost. Look, some of you guys we ain't heard about.
Charlamagne.
Well, Don
Go
Lemon called everybody. He was like, "I'm not
And that-
hearing from this person. Not
see,
hearing from that
and that's
person."
my point.
Now, but the flip side of that is, so if you hadn't heard from them, now they get called out, and if you start hearing from them, then what's the new narrative?
Charlamagne
You don't
said,
want to hear from them?
Well, Charlamagne said this. He doesn't care about what a celebrity has to say about this. We care so much about celebrities and what they have to say that's how we got the president.
I'm still trying to figure out when did Don Lemon get his card back?
I don't know, because
I didn't know who took it. Who took it?
Great question.
Oh, please. Don Lemon was on the other side so far. It was
He been on the other
ridiculous.
side, first of all.
See, now there you go with that.
You know,
wasn't even talking about
I'm gonna be honest with you. How can you take how can you take somebody's black card?
Easy.
If you black, you black.
He mailed it in. All I did was open the
Well,
goddamn mail and
you
his
know
card
how it
was
is.
right there. He
You know how you
mailed it
take
in.
somebody's card.
I'm
It's-
just saying, how can one black judge that they're blacker than you are?
Well, I don't know if you take your. I
I
don't
don't
think your
know.
card.
I mean, the only way you can judge that is
I'd like to know. 'cause
skin
Blue,
tone.
I've been told
Because
that
I am
multiple
blacker. I
times.
am blacker than all
What?
of y'all in here.
What's wrong?
Now that's
That I
dead
wasn't
on,
black
but that's
enough.
it.
You light skinned, that's why.
What's that got to do with how black I am and what I stand for?
You see the nigga you standing and sitting next to?
She eating milk duds. She about to get darker.
Oh, so her food.
Y'all stupid.
But I'm just saying, how can like
You know what it is though, Blue? I think here's the thing, man.
like I don't know. I do know some of the things that you've went through just being your color, but I don't know what you've been through. I don't know what Nick been through. I'm just saying, how can we just like
Your card is judged by how you like. For instance, if you know there's a case, like there's been a situation with Maria, since she did bring it up,
Right.
And there would be we'll be talking about a subject matter,
Okay.
and then she would kind of take a side that people would not agree with, and it would seem like it was a side that nobody that would be black would agree with. So
wait. But what if that was just her
That's
experience?
so stereotypical, though.
That's
No,
so
but-
stereotypical.
I'm the
But-
only black person that would have had that view.
No, but you gotta remember, you have a voice now. So if that's people don't take, I ain't taking a nigga voice on Crenshaw and Third. I don't care. I don't know what he talk about. But if Don Lemon or someone that we see, that we hear enough, we're gonna start wondering, like it's like with the Kevin Hart thing with Don Lemon.
Okay.
And he went to Kev and he's like, well, Kev, I want you to. I think you should call
Yeah,
him because
that
and Kev's
bullshit.
like, yo, my man, that's not my calling. You know what I mean? So he got mad. So he started catching heat for that.
Right.
My point being is we can't make people be who we think they should be, but
Right.
you also cannot be a person that is talking far left when you know that everybody's kind of going down this street here and it doesn't make sense. Right now, it's like, okay, Pete Carroll, white man.
He lying.
Yeah, you know what I'm about to say.
And I love Pete Carroll.
Pete,
but
but
he
now
lying
Pete,
right about now.
Now Pete's talking about Kaepernick should be we respect it. We should forgive him. We should be owe him an apology. Blah blah blah. But when you had a chance
He wasn't
to
on that
give this
bandwagon.
dude, but then Pete Carroll's the same dude that'll have Snoop and the Game and everybody. So you see
I
what
got
I'm saying?
one. I'll put myself on the line. And be honest, because hey, it ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change what I'm doing.
Okay.
Am I less black that I'm married to another nationality?
You lost your card. No, I'm just fucking.
No, really. I'm just saying.
No,
Can I
but-
say
I
something
mean,
on this?
whether you say your
I-
opinion,
go ahead,
your
you go
opinion is
Nick
your
first.
opinion.
I
Go
want to
ahead.
hear Nick's perspective.
I think it's
I'll
Dave
go
wanted
after
to
Nick.
hear.
I'll go after Nick.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
make it because my perspective is just from the word. Okay.
God.
The Bible says not to marry other nations of people, but this is why. Because if something like this happens, what do you do now? If you're joined to the people that your whole nation is at war against, you're just now in a personal conflict. That's the advice from the good book. So that's my
Okay.
advice.
That's
my standpoint.
My thing is this.
No, but okay,
I
I
didn't
got
understand
what-
that.
I got what
That
you I
meant.
got what you said in the Bible, but
Right.
does that make me less black?
You cannot be less black if you're asking me.
Nigga, you
Because
can-
if the cops pull you over, nigga, you're going to be as black as
That's what
everybody
I'm
else.
trying to tell you.
But I think what happens,
That's your way of not answering the question?
He did.
No,
He did
no.
answer
My
the
answer
question.
is there's no way a black person can
Could
be less black.
Yeah, but I think.
my answer.
But what you're saying, Blue.
Okay.
This is what I would say, and I don't. One thing I never do. I don't do when somebody's my friend, someone that I consider a friend. I don't ask you how your relationship. I don't. All my partners would tell you. They know me for years. I don't even ask. I just how's your wife doing. I don't say how y'all doing. I don't care. I really don't because that's not my place.
Great point.
Do you know his wife is white?
You don't care.
Can you shoot this
just told you
motherfucker
you
right
don't
now?
care,
Because
but he
I know.
knows. He knows.
I know your wife is his
I
wife
know.
is white. Okay. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about in
And if
terms
he
of.
don't, he knows that.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about. in
Great
general.
question, Maria.
Thank you. Great. My point is,
Newsflash.
what I'm saying is, my friends in general, no matter
Yeah,
who they're
yeah, I
married
got you.
to, I don't
I got
ask about the relationship.
I got you.
Here's the problem I think what people have when someone says they marry outside their race.
Yes.
If you're having a talk, okay, you got a situation where a black man gets killed. Now I don't know your wife,
No, go ahead.
but gets killed by 4 white cops,
Right.
And you say, man, these motherfucking Peckerwoods, you know what I mean? Blah 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 blah. The question is, how is your wife responding to those, or your husband, depending on what you're married to? You know what I mean? Those stereotypical comments. You see what I'm saying? So you may be. Can you relate to it? Can she relate to it? So it doesn't make you less black. It just depends on the communication between you two. Now, if you start changing up, you know what I mean? Like I said, yo, Blue man, with the cops, you knocked me off. The cops did this, and then you go, yeah, man, but my wife's white, and right there, and when I talk to her about it, I feel like so the question is now, are you changing your views because of who you married to? I apologize.
Let me tell you what my wife said to me,
Mm-hmm.
and she had posted this. She said, I understand that I will never understand. However, I stand with you.
And that's heavy, and that's real. But that's love, though. I mean, it's love. Love doesn't have a color.
So you wanted to know the answer. That was her answer.
Yeah, but I'm saying the love part isn't. I don't believe that's the issue. I believe
Right.
what people are saying is your communication. What is being communicated? And it's nobody's business, but that's what people are going to think. What is going to be you? Okay, it's like a kid being raised by a white parent. A black kid has a white, and we say it all the time. They have mixed parents. How is he raised? Is he raised white, or is he raised black?
And that's actually what set LL off.
Right.
Because that was the question that he wanted to ask. He was like, okay, how do you...
He did ask that question.
Yeah. How do you coach
said
a
I don't know,
biracial
but how do
kid
you-
during this time?
Yeah, that's a very
And
interesting question.
that's exactly what set him off into the tirade that he went into.
And I've been asked that. I've been asked that even before. And the truth, and my answer has always been that yes, they are a part of two different nationalities. They are, but there's a complete understanding that I come from the one drop rule. If your child has black in him, they're black. I don't care if they Japanese, Indian, whatever.
Quick question, Blue.
They black, yes.
But as you just stated, that's your ideology.
Right.
So how do we judge that on a nation scale?
Well,
if we all don't come from where you come from
Right.
to have that same
that one
ideology.
drop rule.
Right.
And
How
why
we
do you
judge it?
have that one drop rule? So you
Because
don't want
I always
her
used to say-
identifying with her white culture.
Great question.
No.
Maria.
How do I have that understanding? Because
Why?
in-
And
because
the most
even the
important part
Bible
is
says abide by the rules of the Lord. That's one of the 10 Commandments. Rules of the Lord as well as the rules of the land. What the rules of the land is the one drop rule. If you got any black in you, you are black. Now I always tell people this: they might hang me first, but you next in line.
But but let me say this though.
You know what I'm saying?
I-
That's
I-
what, you know what I'm saying?
I think
it's
it-
real talk.
I think it comes
Lord
down.
help him.
I think it comes down who the father is. It's like in the Jewish religion, you're Jewish if your mom is Jewish.
Right.
Well, and I think if you're, if the father, whatever color the father is, that's probably the ideology of the child. Because I've seen it where there's been a white dad and a black mom, and the kid and the mom act just as white as anything. And then I've seen it where it's a black dad and a black mom, and the family is more towards the man. So I don't know if it is that, if it's just because it's a man, but it seems like when it's a man, whichever race or nationality he is, that's what they follow.
Great
So
point.
listen,
Great
let's
point,
get back
Daniel.
to when you were talking originally about how his spouse would feel with those comments. So do you when there are blanket statements about white people, do you feel like someone making a blanket statement about a certain race that they should be conscious about who they're around?
See-
or if a comment is made like that around Blue, should people be conscious about
Well,
that?
no, they shouldn't be
around him?
because they're not going to know.
No, if you do know.
No, I don't think. I don't think you should be conscious. Now, if his wife is here, there
Oh,
may
it
be,
should only matter if she's present?
because I may be talking to Blue, man to man about some hood shit or some stuff that's just language. But if his wife is
I'm
here,
not talking about hood stuff. I'm just talking about specific
Okay.
comments about white people.
Okay.
Like generalizing white people.
if his wife was here, I would still make a comment, but how I present it would be different. Because I wouldn't present it and say, man, these white people tripping. I wouldn't say it like that because, his wife is there.
You would if you knew the person, like
If I
you
knew
could
his
do
wife-
that with me. You
right,
know me,
right.
So you know that conversation.
I can say in
don't-
front
yeah,
of Lord, white
yeah.
people do that.
Yeah,
but that's
like,
totally
because-
different than
because
saying,
you know how I roll
all
my
white
life.
people
No,
are
because-
something very
but
negative.
again, your question I answered. If I don't know her, which I really don't know Blue's
Right.
wife, I'm not going to present it in a way where she may look at me and be like, oh, maybe he has a problem with it. I don't know her.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
On this topic, my stepmom is white.
Yes, she is.
And I've been on enough shows. I'm sure everybody know how I feel. So I don't need to state that.
Right.
Right.
But even saying, and I never bite my tongue ever in my life. And my
Right.
pop knows that.
Right.
Even me feeling the way I feel and carrying the way I do carry myself, you can still respect people.
How you?
I don't
present
have to
yourself, yeah.
agree with your culture, how you guys operate on this planet, what you do to other people.
But you
But
can
at the
always
same
be
time,
respectful.
once again from the good book, live peaceably amongst all people.
Yeah.
I don't have to disrespect you because I disagree with the way you live
Right.
or what you choose to do.
And in some cases, it's not.
I think
And that's in your
sometimes
case.
that's the problem, understanding what is disrespectful
Yeah,
and
but
what's not.
in some cases, it's not even like in Nick's case. That's how he may feel. But in some cases, it's not that I disagree with who, say for instance, Blue married to. It's just that because I don't know your wife personally here, I'm going to present it differently so that she doesn't feel uncomfortable and you don't feel uncomfortable. That's not going to stop me from saying, yo, these white cops ain't shit. You know what I mean? Because like I tell people, now I've had people go at me when I talk about white cops, but when I say cops, I tell people, to me, a cop is a cop. Whether once he puts the uniform on, they all the same color to me. And this Atlanta case kind of proved it. So when you talk about certain situations, it just depends on, how you want to present it. I have friends that are married to all kind of people. I think we all do. I mean, this is nothing new. It's just that, okay, if, I'm not going to say around my boy's wife if, she's white. Yo, man, so I had this white girl the other night. I was banging. I'm not going to talk like that. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
Because I'm going to give her that respect. Because if I don't know it. Now, if I know it,
now
like if
the
your
only
wife,
respect you would need to give her is that you don't want to talk about banging some other woman in front of your man's wife.
right, and that's what
But
I'm saying.
the understanding of what nationality she was that you was banging doesn't really matter.
Again, that's part of it too.
Right,
I
okay.
wouldn't speak like that in front of anybody's wife. I don't. I mean,
got you.
I'm not one of
In
them
front
type
of
of dudes.
anybody's, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's just something you
or
wouldn't do
or
here.
or if you were married. I mean, I think like Nick said, the reason that we have these issues in the States right now is because people don't want to say what the truth is. Nick says what his feeling is, but he still is going to be able to come in and he's going to respect his dad's wife, no matter what he feels about it. Okay, so if more respect was shown that way, nobody would lose a card. But what happens with most people is you get the one person, like the girl Sage Steele from ESPN.
Okay.
I don't like her. Okay, I think she's fake. I think she tries to act hip, but she's not, and she's
Is
married
that the
to.
black girl? Because I don't know.
Yeah,
which
she's
one
black.
it
Yeah,
is with
she's
the
black.
long-
Yeah,
long
kind of, but she got
hair.
a curly hair, but she's married to a white boy.
Oh,
And-
so why you feel like she's not black?
Because sometimes you can kind of tell in a person's demeanor and how they work or how they are. I don't know her person. I'm just giving you my own advice. I don't see her as a person that if she was around some brothers and sisters, I don't know how comfortable she would or wouldn't be. You know what I mean? And I mean, even one time when she was watching, her job is to watch sports. I'm not to get off the subject, but they asked her one time, "Well, Sage, what did you think about the game?" Like, "Oh, the game last night." She goes, "Oh, I went to bed," and I was like, "You was a sports announcer. This was a game, big game. You're supposed to watch it." So certain type of ways and the way that you handle yourself will tell the people a little bit about your demeanor. Blue's from Oregon.
I'm from here, boy.
I mean, from LA, but you was in Oregon. No, you was living in Oregon. I apologize.
Disrespectful.
No,
So
but
disrespectful.
no, but
okay, it's okay, I got you.
but the reason
I
I
own
say
the
that,
club in Portland, I got
right?
you.
But the reason I say that is because of how the nationalities of everybody in Oregon is. There's a lot of white people.
Man.
So
So what's that do? Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm so lost. Can we talk about the kid? Can we move on?
No, but
see,
I'm
there
gonna
you
say
go with this bullshit again. Change the subject.
I'm
'cause you
gonna
don't
say
want to
that-
talk
gotta
about
keep
it.
But,
moving.
yeah,
We
but
gotta keep
But you
moving,
ain't. It's his
Shannon.
show.
but look,
All
I'm
right,
gonna say
well, I'm
this.
gonna let you say
Hold
when
on,
we
hold
move
on.
on.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say
Got it.
this. I think that interracial couple, I don't care if it's whatever nationality, but I think that, especially if you're black, because of we in America, that a parent would be doing a serious disjustice to their child by not making sure they have a full understanding of what being black is.
And real quick, Blue.
Yes.
Just for any of our fans out there watching the show or may tune in later, they may be dealing with this at home and may not know how to have that conversation.
Right.
Could you give them a hint on how they could approach that, or maybe some advice they can possibly, tell their spouse or their children if they're in a mixed relationship during 2020 right now?
Kill them all. I'm just kidding. Sorry, I got cabin
And don't
fever.
listen to this.
I got cabin fever.
You actually really speak to them with the same understanding that you would speak to
anybody.
a black child.
Yeah.
Because they're a black child.
Right.
The difference is that, I'm going to tell you what the difference that Angelica will have. The difference is there are going to be doors that she won't even have to open. They'll just open for her.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what the difference is. But the major difference is, I mean, the real understanding is there are going to be doors closed for her. And if she doesn't know what it is to be black, she won't understand why that door is closed.
Exactly.
So would you?
So
agree-
you're doing a disjustice to a mixed child by not giving them that understanding first and foremost.
Right.
Because to be white is a privilege. You don't have to worry about what's going on in the world. You don't have to completely understand you were born with the understanding that everything belongs to you. We were born with the understanding is
We got to work 2 times
we had to
as hard
work to get it, and it could be taken away from you. And it always tripped me out is how can something that belongs to you be taken away from you?
Let me ask you this, Blue,
Yeah.
and everyone here. So since we're speaking on that, so when Tiger Woods said, people try to say he was black, and he said I'm Caucasian, right? And he kind of he caught heat from it. But if you think about it, what you just said is what I believe most mixed kids should be trying to do, which is I may identify more with my dad. My dad's black, and my dad's always at my games, whatever. But I'm not going to not identify with my mom, who might be white or Asian or whatever, or vice
That was
versa.
the second part of my question earlier.
Or was it?
I did ask that, but
Do-
I feel
you know
like
the
they
only
should be
reason-
able to identify with both sides.
No, you're supposed to identify with both sides, but
But
you're
you
going to
have
have
but you have to understand.
you're going to have more problems on
the
this
black
side.
side.
You have to understand
Yeah.
that.
You
ain't
can
gonna have as
identify
many
however you
problems on
want,
the other
but
side.
you have to
and you know
understand
what?
the
And
black
that's a
side.
good point. And that might be one reason why, in some cases, even though you have mixed races, depending on who's the dominant parent in a small way, that's where the kid may be raised more white. To give him more of an opportunity to understand. You know how you hear somebody talk, you hear a black kid talking, like, man, you talk too proper. You know what I mean? But because the way he either grew up or his parents, you know what I'm saying?
And
Or
that's
just
a
because they
bad
know how to
thing?
read a
I'm
fucking
not,
book.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's
I'm
too.
just asking.
I know, and I'm answering your question. I'm saying it's to your advantage. So sometimes you may try to identify, maybe a parent might say, you know what, maybe just take hypothetically you and your wife. You might say, you know what, I love my daughter, but baby, we going to push her more on the white side because we know we know the door. I'm not saying
I get that.
We're going to make sure that we raise her a little
Let me
bit so
tell you
she
something.
knows. Yeah.
If you know how to box and you know karate,
Mm-hmm.
which one you going to use when you fight?
Me? Depends who I'm fighting.
So,
Because
my daughter
I figure
is
like my
going to
hands
walk
gonna be
through
good.
this world,
Right.
and there's going to be fights she's going to have to fight.
Right.
She's going to use which one she needs to use to win.
So you're saying she's going to know which one? She's going to know both sides.
She's going to know both sides.
Yeah. And again, what your wife said earlier is true. I think it's important that both spouses understand and listen to each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? We can change the subject now because Maria's having a blood pressure pill pop.
No. So we kind of jumped into what my next question was. Can black people? No. I'm sorry. If your child is out, if the children are our future, what attitude should we have to help them through this? So we actually hit that.
Yeah. Let's go something else.
Now
we talked about our children being our future, other than this racial part.
Teach
That-
them well.
that's the
and
part.
Let
But-
them lead the way.
no, he said if
Show
children
them
are our
all the
future, how do
beauty
we-
they possess inside.
Well, we
Well,
didn't.
we
Well,
didn't
well,
talk
we
about
didn't
this.
hit
We
about it.
talked
We
about
didn't
the
hit about it
racial
from
side.
from
the street.
straight black. No, if you were just
I
a
wanna
black
talk
family.
about our children being our future and what that looks like and what we're dealing with now.
Okay, what does
Okay,
that
yeah,
look like
Maria.
to you?
Yeah, Maria, go ahead. Take over.
I mean, what does it
did
look
you
like when
ask?
you're looking
what
at?
attitude should we have to help them through this?
Through what, though? The
What,
pandemic
what should
or
be
the riots?
what should be your stance on what's going on in the riots? And what they seeing every day. How are you explaining this to them? Whether they mixed or not.
Well, I think to each his own, but I think that's a loaded question. Depends on age. There's a whole lot.
Oh, age
I
has
mean,
a lot
age
to do with
has a lot to do with it. Like, clearly, I'm not having a conversation with my 5-year-old. Some people may.
it. But you
I
have to
choose
say
not
something.
Yeah.
Because he's looking at.
He ain't dumb. He knows what's going
He's
on.
looking at what? Yeah,
Well,
he's not
you're not
watching
watching
that.
TV?
That's not what I'm
Oh,
showing
okay,
my son
okay.
on TV.
Okay.
No.
All right. So what do you have? Your daughter. What do you what conversation are you having with her?
Well,
Because she's old enough, definitely.
she is.
And smart.
And our conversation is probably a little different due to her father's job. So I try to be very balanced
Okay.
in the delivery and what she receives. And his conversation is also different with her than me. So, he likes to give her the day-to-day of what it's like out there
Right.
this past week, whereas some of
Okay.
that I probably wouldn't share with her. But that's my choice.
You wouldn't share with her because you don't think she can handle it, or you wouldn't share with her
I
because
feel like it's very
she's not
heavy.
able
I
to?
think it's heavy enough for us, and we're adults. And I
Okay.
feel like kids, there's only but so much they really need to deal with right now.
Okay, and how old is she again? I'm sorry.
She'll be 14 next week.
Well, by
For instance,
standards,
her
at
dad saying, "Hey,
12
we're
years old. At 12 years old, you're an adult. I mean, you're an adult. You've already
By
made.
what standard?
Down.
Well, even remember when even in the Bible when they was looking for Jesus, he was 12 years old.
Was
he
he?
said it was time for me to be. It was time for me to be about the Father's business.
Well, ain't you a man when you turn 13?
Pretty much.
Yes. So I mean, so
Did
that's
you say
what,
when you turned 13?
yeah,
When you turn
really.
13, you become a
That's
man.
why they have bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs.
Okay.
And,
You didn't know that?
quinceañeras.
That's what
Actually,
they believe.
actually, they
Doesn't mean that I
believe what
13,
actually what they believe is
you're a
once a
man.
woman has her cycle,
Yeah.
she has become a woman. Once she can give birth to the world.
That's why it's 16 for those type of events. You never heard of that?
And my auntie had a baby at 14 and was living in LA at 16. Now for us, that's like, God dang, was R. Kelly your boyfriend?
I mean,
But-
I understand physically, but I'm saying mentally.
It was Big
in terms
Dave.
of
No, I'm kidding.
conversations you need to have.
Oh, okay.
I be the pappy.
But for just like the games, or if my son happens to see something on TV and guns, I have to get him to understand. As soon as he sees someone with a gun, he automatically assumes that they're a bad person. And that's because that's what he's kind of been conditioned. Policemen are catching the bad guy with the
Oh, so
with the
he's
gun.
conditioned that only policemen have guns.
And they're the good guys.
No,
So
he's
if someone
conditioned that
else
only
has
bad
it,
guys
Yeah.
have guns.
So if you have a gun,
Well, his father has a gun. That's why I
If
asked.
he
But he's
sees someone with a
conditioned.
gun who's not in a police
That's what I'm
uniform,
saying,
he's
under the
assuming
police,
that's a bad
automatically
guy.
a bad guy.
Right.
Okay. So, by the way, what is the carrying law in Philly and
Well, I know you can carry in Delaware. That's why.
I
you
don't-
can carry in
you can't
Delaware.
carry in Philly.
You can carry in Delaware.
You can fight- you get
Delaware,
a gun.
You can.
I think here's the thing. I think you can carry. You can't, like in Virginia, you can carry open as long as you have it on your hip. You can show exposed.
Okay.
I think in Philly, don't quote me, but I think you can have a gun. But if you do, the clip has to be like in your glove department.
Secured.
Yeah, it has to be away. Like the ammo and the gun can't be together.
That's like it is here.
But you got to have the
California.
papers. Yeah,
Okay.
I think because I know if you get caught
What
with a
state
gun,
is that?
Pennsylvania. Because I know if you get caught with a gun in Philly, that's automatic 5 years.
So in
Well, I
Delaware,
know
you
in-
can
You
carry.
can, and I didn't realize that until they opened that. God, what was that store? There's like a outdoor sporting store. I
Okay.
forget the name of it. It was a major chain store, and people would be in there. White people would be in there with their guns, and I was like, first time I had seen that, I'm like,
Hey,
I didn't
look.
know we could carry here.
I was
That's
in Dallas,
crazy.
went to the shooting range, and it blew me away that I could, like going in a candy store, whatever I saw, I could buy right now.
Yeah.
But those are the states that we have a lot of problems in.
Not really.
The ones that you can carry.
No, the ones that you're able to get the guns so easily, because that's when you
Oh,
have
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of those. You have those people that are policing
their
for the
own.
police. You know what I mean? That's all.
Nick
Somebody
was gonna
said
say something when you
Georgia's
said
open
that.
carry as
Oh,
well.
I'm sorry, Nick. What you gonna say?
Yeah. I just I want to know, in the chat room can answer this too. I would love to hear Maria's opinion on this. Being that we're seeing how Trump is applying the force of the military and all these threats that he's making to the people, do you guys still feel that people shouldn't have guns?
I never thought that
No,
people shouldn't have guns.
Well, Dannon just made a statement
You
that
made a
made me
statement
feel
like
like,
you think people shouldn't have guns.
No. I never said that. I just said that I believe that's one reason why a lot of these states have these, these type of killings and shootings, because you are able to carry.
So
I don't want to carry a gun because I got a temper.
no. So I'm asking
So I don't
you,
have one because I know I'm shooting a motherfucker.
but I'm asking you. So do you think they shouldn't be able to carry?
Should people be able to carry?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I think you have the right, especially now in the society that we live in, and you just don't.
Even
know.
when you got a badass temper and you can't control your shit.
But the thing is, I know myself. I mean, I'm not trying to act like I'm all tough. I'm not. I got a temper because I get mad at life because if someone does something to me, I know I wouldn't do it to you. So that's what sets me off.
So you're gonna let that temporary moment of anger
It's called being sensitive.
allow you
See,
to
if I had a gun
potentially
now-
no.
I shot through this motherfucker.
Listen to
window.
me. Listen to me. So you're gonna allow that temporary moment of anger to possibly take away your own life by taking somebody else's, just because you can control how you think.
No, here's the
that what you about to do?
No, Dave. This is what I'm saying. I know myself. So why would I put myself in a position to get arrested, to kill someone, because like for instance, when I see stuff like this that the cops do, I get angry, and it makes me want to go out and shoot a motherfucker.
Yeah,
and I
but-
don't. And I'm not saying this right.
That's
but
why I feel like people should not have that.
But
So-
you
but
can
Danny,
say that,
Danny.
but that's how people.
No,
I'm
I feel
sorry.
like no one should have.
Would you
have
feel
them.
that? Would you feel that way if you knew I had a gun?
Right.
Even if you had a bad temper,
Right.
If you knew everybody in this room right now had a gun on them, would you still feel like I'll just pull my gun out if I get upset?
It's not about no. Here's the deal though. It's not about challenging. No.
No. I know.
What
I know.
he's saying,
You're saying that.
if we were equally yoked,
Would your mentality
would
be
your
different?
mentality be? Were you
Yeah,
ready?
I understand.
No.
I understand you getting
No,
upset.
it would be the same.
And taking advantage of you being upset because you have a weapon.
Right.
But if you're aware that we all have weapons,
We all
No,
have
but see,
weapons.
that's the point I'm making.
I think that puts everybody in check.
No, I don't think so because I'm not. My anger and me trying upset with what you're doing has nothing to deal with whether you have a gun or not.
Let me tell you something.
No, hold on.
Once you
It
have
just has
an
to deal with 'cause you're
understanding that
ignorant.
you could get shot too.
No, but what
It
I'm no,
changed
but what
the
I'm
game.
saying is if I know, like if I'm out, okay, like when I had a fight in a comedy club one night,
Right.
Okay,
That one you lost?
No, I ain't
No,
lose, I don't
I'm
lose
messing
many.
with you. I'm messing
I don't
with
lose
you.
many.
Colin,
And-
we'll be right with you.
and the dude, me and the dude was get into it, and the guy, a patron came and whispered in my ear. He said, "Man, don't worry about it. I'm packing." Like, cause they knew the dude was wrong,
Right.
And me and the dude were ready to get into it, and I went like this. Something just said, "Slide down," and I felt his piece. I'm like, "That nigga got a gun," but it's not going to change.
What is it? Why'd you slide down and touch his piece?
No, I didn't. Now you
Blue,
got jokes.
I had 50 jokes.
We're good.
I'm messing with
See,
you.
Danny, I let you live on
You
that.
did,
I didn't say anything.
yeah. Because if Johnny Mackin was here, I'd have got fries.
So I think that's the issue. If
you
no
know
one
yourself-
had guns, then it wouldn't be a matter of who can handle their.
But the problem with
temper
that,
and who
Maria,
can't.
would be someone would, out of everybody, right? When somebody
No.
would.
I have a question, Maria.
Go ahead.
But before guns were invented, people still went to war. People still killed people. So I don't think guns are the issue.
Right.
Well,
we did
but
this
it
with
was in a
swords
whole
and-
different way. I'm sure it wasn't the same violence
Well,
we're
my
seeing
point-
today with guns.
Well, my
Actually,
point
dying
is
is
probably
dying.
I'd rather get shot than stabbed. But
Dying
Okay.
is dying. Whether you get beat to death or shot.
Right.
what,
I mean,
No,
but if
I'm
you
saying
know
it's
but if you
easy-
know
it's a lot
yourself,
more killings now versus he's talking about going to war.
No.
Going to war versus just having a gun and people just killing people.
When he said
Totally
war, he
different.
meant just two people fighting is war.
right. Yeah, I didn't mean like a
Yeah,
war.
like-
war.
like here's my deal though.
Hold on. Phone caller. What you got to say about this? And are you carrying?
What up, y'all? It's Big J in Dallas. How y'all doing?
Oh, Big J, we know you carrying.
Oh, Dallas?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he got two guns.
Oh, he got one right now.
Yeah, Jay.
You cleaning your bullets?
Jay got a gun in his sock.
What'd you say, Big J?
You know, sometimes I hold, sometimes I don't. The main
Okay.
thing is, what my man said isn't incorrect. You have to know yourself.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? If you're a panicky, scared little motherfucker, you going to pull out a gun in a situation that don't belong.
Always.
Hold on, slow down, brother.
Real talk.
I ain't panically scared motherfucker. Hold on. Hold on.
In general, 'cause-
Oh, okay. All right, I'm just saying because the reason that I say what I say was because I'm not
Know
that.
yourself.
Okay,
You
right.
Be a fiery little motherfucker. that
Okay,
got a bad
okay, that's better. There you go.
So
bro.
since-
motherfucker.
So Big J,
Hey James, you about to make me fly to Dallas, nigga.
so Big J. So what Nick is
I'm
saying?
gonna show up at the airport looking for a leprechaun. Nigga.
Yeah. Damn, how tall are you?
Nah,
Big J.
bruh, I'm just saying, you got to know yourself, know your temperament, know your character and your mate.
So Big J. So what Nick is saying, it goes with what you're saying. If both of us
what
got
I'm
a
saying.
gun, your temperament is gonna be different.
No, that's not the case.
He's saying what I'm saying.
So he's saying what you saying.
He's saying if you know yourself,
Brother, I'm listening to what you're saying, but I'm saying your temperament is your temperament.
Okay.
You're the same human being, regardless of the circumstances. Whether you're somebody with a fiery temper or somebody who's calm, cool, and collected in a situation.
Okay.
Me, myself, I'd rather be the sort of individual who's calm and cool when the shit go down. Not this emotional motherfucker that's looking to pull off and think I'm safe because I got a strap. Because I done seen goofy niggas pull a strap and end up getting their whole ass whooped and everything they got took.
Getting shot with
They
their
got
own gun.
confidence in a gun and no situational intelligence.
Right.
You know, that's the same thing with these cops. Half of them is scary motherfuckers that was the weakest niggas in wrestling practice.
yes, sir.
Now they got a gun and they think they tough. They not tough. You're not strong because you hold a gun, and you're not weak because you don't hold a gun.
Exactly.
You depend on the integrity of the man or the woman that's holding it.
Facts.
Now, Maria, I respect where you coming from. That's a very nice perspective that you wish we lived in a world where nobody needs to carry guns. I wish we lived in that world too, but it's not realistic. We live in a world where some men need to be able to carry guns to protect the ones they love, and other men need to carry guns in order to defend ourselves from men that do us ill will. That's just the reality of this world that we live in.
Let me ask you a
So I
question. Let me ask you a question.
I respectfully submit that we ought to make sure that those who carry guns carry them responsibly and the rest of these motherfuckers is held accountable for carrying guns when they shouldn't.
But that's the problem. There are more
Thank
more
you,
people.
Big J. No, go ahead.
There's
You
more
talk.
people with guns not being responsible. You just messed up my train of thought. I think that's what I was gonna say.
No, I was just saying, telling him thank you. You can keep on talking. He can hear you.
I was responding to what he said.
Here's my point about what he said. I agree and disagree. And my point is this: if you know yourself, you know what I mean. If you know, I know. Like now, I'm single, so my issue is no. It's a
No
point.
shit.
Hey Nick,
This is going
You ain't
down
got no
the
gun.
road.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Hey, Nick, I can't wait to see how this one going to end up.
Nick,
Nigga, where are you going with this?
He said it like he was gonna be shocked.
Yeah.
You know I'm single, right?
You single?
No.
No.
Not
Go
you.
ahead, Tom.
Impossible.
Not
Nick,
D
I'm-
Green.
My bad, D Green.
Nick, the next time you sleep, your wife gonna let me in the house, and you gonna be bald headed, motherfucker. We shake
Hey,
you.
she might shoot you too, nigga.
No, the point I'm saying is this:
Yes.
if I had a family, you know, maybe I, get married or something like that, I think sometimes your attitude changes. So now because I live in an apartment now, so I may not think about somebody busting in my apartment, but if I get married or something like that, or get in a relationship and I get a house, it's gonna be like my mentality is gonna be different.
Because you
Like,
become a protector. I get
right.
it.
So the reason that I don't own a gun now, and I've had opportunities legally and illegally, because true story, when this dude in college said he wasn't gonna pull a gun out on me, my brother said, and this was in the 80s, so that's when you could ship shit through the mail. My brother said, "You want me to send you a piece?" Like it wasn't no hesitation or nothing. And at first I said yeah, and then I said no. I said because I know I would probably have used it. You know what I mean? I was wrong. I banged this girl. He pulled the piece out. We get out of it.
He should have shot you, nigga.
I'm saying he did. He should have. But my point being is, I knew myself to that point. Maybe Blue, if I became, like you said, a protector, something like that, and you can't just,
You can't just pop off.
you can't just pop off whatever. Then I would be doing it. I would do it differently.
But isn't that the reason why you learned how to box?
No, I learned how to box because in Philly, first of all, that's kind of a trend. You either play basketball or you box. But at the same time, my boxing was because of my partners I was hanging with. They could go, and we slap box, and they would always tag me. And I'm like, damn, how'd that happen? So they said they used to fight, and then I got into boxing. But what boxing did do for me after that was it got me disciplined. So the fights that I did have, and I won, I won because I knew at the time exactly. I knew where my shots were going before we even decided we was going to get down. Like I said, I'm gonna tag him in his chest, and I'm going to go up high. But you understand, and it's discipline. And it's the same thing if you have a gun or something. You know what you're going to do. You know where you want to shoot somebody. My thing is, I know myself, and boxing is giving me enough discipline where I don't want to fight everybody in the street, and I'm too old now. You know what I mean? I'm not going to fight the dude that's going to cheat. You know what I mean? To me, you cheating if you pull out a weapon. So like she said, a lot of people have weapons. I just think that when you made a great point. I think when you get maybe to become a protector, you're protecting more than just property. You know, you got a daughter, a wife, or you got kids, you got to have one.
I got one.
Well, my point was like,
Oh, I
if
was gonna say
nobody had guns, then it wouldn't be a matter of, well, you got to protect yourself over
and
this
that's
person,
true.
that person. I'm saying if there were no guns,
Yeah.
then that would.
Yeah,
would
and I think he's
get rid
saying,
of
and the
problem.
caller was saying to you, and I agree with
That
you.
he would
but
like
it's-
that too, but
But
it's
it's
not-
unreal.
it's
It's unrealistically.
I
to
don't
think.
believe that. There are countries
Well,
that
let me
they
ask
don't
you a
have
question.
That is
weapons.
true.
They don't have
Countries.
guns.
I
There's
did have a
countries,
question
yeah.
for you. My
So
question
why
was,
couldn't we be-
Because
why
our
couldn't we
country's
be
not
that way?
like that.
my question was,
Because we have guns.
when you
Country was founded on violence.
when you were
I like
in,
that. I like
your
that.
situation,
Call Johnny Mac for me.
when you were in your situation,
Call his fucking ass if he wants to.
when you were in your situation, was it important for him to make sure you knew how to use what was in the house, or was it important for you to know, since it's in the house, how to use it?
I missed the first part of the question.
I tried to make it so
Yeah,
clean.
did you-
I tried to make it
I
so
was
clean
talking to
for
him.
you.
What was the
I
first
tried to
didn't
make
say
it so clean. When you were in your situation,
Shout out to
was
rehearsal.
it important that he wanted you to know how to use what was in the house, or was it important that you knew how to use what was in the house?
I did not want to know how to, and they were in a place where they were not allowed to be out in the open.
So
me
you
or my
don't know how to
kids.
use one at all?
I do not.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Okay, here we go.
no, I don't know. I mean,
Here we
I was
go.
gonna say because
You're
they're
talking to a
guns,
sniper.
because they're guns, you got to do all this extra shit. You don't just, shoot the trigger. It's all coded shit. Or
I mean, you
something.
can get
You
it.
can't just grab their gun and shoot it.
No, I said so. I thought maybe because he had him in the
I
house,
was probably
he wanted to make
showed
sure
once or
you know.
twice, but I
Okay.
realized that I don't.
So it
wanna
was
have
important
to
to
deal
him.
with guns. I don't want to touch them.
It was
Yes,
important to him.
Yes,
Okay.
and not for me. So they needed to be out of sight, out of mind.
We're gonna keep on rolling because we're close to our end anyway, and so
6:30? What time?
6:30. Yeah,
Okay.
we're close to our end anyway. I'm looking at all of these riots, the history of riots in '68. Detroit riot, April 4th and 5th was also in '68. Detroit, Michigan, '68 also New York.
68 was a popular year.
Well, yeah, that was a heavy year. So '68 was a big year for all these cities. I don't see.
It was a heavy month.
I don't
All that was in
see.
April.
But that was when
all that was in
all
April.
that was in
Dr.
April.
Dr. King got killed.
68. But you know what the funny part is? I guess they don't riot in Philly.
Nah,
I don't see Philly in here at all. I don't even see.
But we
Where you from, Maria,
smooth-
Nova
we smooth
Scotia?
about it.
No, you from Delaware. I don't see Delaware on here either.
Well, Delaware don't riot.
The
Not
closest-
that time, because they was country.
The closest.
Delaware riot. They
It's still
did
country.
this. They're rioting through this.
No, this one too, and Philly is too.
Yeah.
Philly's
I don't
too
know
getting
why
down.
they
Oh,
don't
so this
have
y'all
Philly
first
on it.
riot?
Huh?
This y'all first riot?
No, we not.
I mean, I remember y'all riot when Rocky
We
lost.
be killing people too, man. Hey, look at- don't get mad. We kill
I
people
think
too,
Philly
motherfucker.
has, but I don't know why they aren't covering Philly.
Philly's bad right now, though.
Yeah, but in Delaware, like I don't think it's ever been like that. Delaware is bad right now.
Yeah. I mean, Philly, because I think one reason that Philly is different is because Philadelphia is still somewhat segregated. So, it's like, what parts are you going to cover? You
Very
covering,
much so.
West Philly, or you covering South, the Northeast? Who you going to show?
You know,
what I
I'm
mean?
surprised it's not rioting in Philly because Philly
It is
people are
rioting.
mean.
No, it
It
is
is
rioting.
rioting.
No,
What
I'm
I'm
talking
saying is
about
they're not
throughout
showing
the
it.
history of many other times because Philly people are mean. Philly people will walk into a restaurant, see a basketball player, a football player, or somebody that played the night before, and cuss them out at their table for what they didn't do.
That's right. Because
Philly crazy.
Because the
Look,
nigga had his money on the line. Like, nigga, you cost me last night, right?
Charles Barkley and Dr. Dre said, love the city, but Philly
But here's the difference.
people
though.
will tear you up.
But here's the difference. If you ride with them,
Yeah,
they gonna
ride with
they
you.
gonna
Listen,
ride
Phone-
with you.
actually, you
phone
know,
call,
they just
phone
said
call, where you from?
703 arrests in Philadelphia.
Wow. Phone call, where you from, and what city was your city riding in?
This DJ. I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Oh, well, then you from the west side. That's the best side. I got you.
Where you live now?
Yeah, Vegas. I'm out there in Vegas right now.
Did you out there Vegas?
All right. Y'all hit the casinos up?
Hey, wait. 2 police officers got shot. Well, 2 of them got shot, but 1 died
Where, in Vegas?
in Vegas the other night
No,
on the
one
strip.
got shot in the head. The last I heard that he was gonna make it.
Okay, so he's gonna make it. But the dude, what about the dude who did the shooting? Is he gonna make it or because he got shot too?
You know he's dead. You know he's dead.
Oh.
Ain't no making it when you shoot a cop, you're dead.
Yeah.
Shoot it away. But yeah, that's what I was telling people, man, when this first started. There's a reason why you riot in your own neighborhood or you riot a little closer to your neighborhood. Because the police is not willing to come and die for that neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? These police will die for these casinos in Vegas. They will put their whole family, their whole life on the line and die for these casinos. So you're not gonna riot or nothing like that without a strong force coming right back at you. So when they had the first protest out here, the police was there in full force. You know what I'm saying? I seen them setting up, and they was deep. I ain't even going front. Like, they was deep. They didn't come playing or nothing. Like, they was deep.
Hey,
When
can I
it
ask you a
started
question?
peaceful, yeah.
On what you said people riot closer to where they live because the police won't come in here.
There's a reason.
Right, I know. And I'm
There's a reason because like you might not be met with full force and you got a better control. Like you know your neighborhood.
right. So I was
How to
thinking
get in,
that
how to
is it
get out.
because most of the time, because if you go riot outside of your neighborhood, like for instance in L.A., if you live in South Central, but you go up to Fairfax and Third, it may be harder for you to get back safely.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
You farther away.
So it's more of a really of a geographic, like, okay, if I know if I'm riding on Normandy and Slauson, whatever, I know I'm 5 blocks from the crib. I can make it there quicker than trying to come from.
For lack of a better term, it's a comfort thing.
It's a comfort zone, right?
I got another thing for you, a question for you, for DJ out there in Vegas. Being out in Vegas, a friend of mine has been going out there lately, and she says that y'all not really participating
in the quarantine.
like LA is, and like others, New York, and it's most of y'all stores and restaurants were still rolling. That the Strip was locked down, but the neighborhoods of Vegas, they said it wasn't really participating
that's
like
not
everybody else.
That's not 100% true. I mean, because
say,
a
my
lot
mom
of
said they
businesses
were
are
on
shut
lockdown.
down. If you wasn't essential and you didn't have a good reason to be open, you were shut down, whether you was in the Strip or off the Strip.
Well, ask this question: could you still get your hair cut and get your nails done?
No, hell no.
Oh, okay.
And you won't get none of that unless
said
they was doing it on the low and coming to your house. I went without a cut for about 4 weeks. I was out here looking like Django, man. It was bad.
Well, hey, you don't look worse than me. Hey, let me ask you a question. Are the casinos opening up?
No.
No, the casinos are supposed to open up tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
He says supposed
But I
to.
also wanted to speak, on the gun side of the game. You
Okay.
know, always.
Do you have one? Do you carry one?
Man, what you think? Man, in Vegas, you can buy whatever gun you want.
That is
If
true.
I wanted to walk in the store right now and buy 10 guns and walk out of there like I bought 10 pieces of paper, I could do that. If I wanted to
That's why
buy
we should-
So why is
rifle,
Vegas a carry state? Oh, open carry state. Sorry.
I don't know why. I mean, I couldn't answer why, but it's just how it is. Nevada, Arizona, California is just one of them cities on the West Coast that that's like that, and they take away your civil liberties. Like, we don't even register guns out here. So
What?
If I go buy a gun, I don't have to go register that gun in my name and put it in my
What's that
name, and the
gun
police can pull me over and run it.
NRA.
No, ain't none of
The
that.
NRA?
There's no
Yeah.
system for you to register.
They
It used to
dictate
be,
that.
but
That's
right
right.
now there's no system.
Hey, well, send me
to
one.
register a firearm.
Well, send me one.
Yeah,
DJ.
how many guns do you have, DJ?
I got a couple.
All right,
Yeah,
can you put one in FedEx box for us?
He ain't about to snitch on himself.
Trying to get me locked up.
Hey, can you put it in the FedEx box and put your return address on it for me?
Hey,
Nah,
all right. Hey, DJ, thank you.
Hey,
Thank
man,
you for
be
calling
safe
in,
be
man.
safe out there, man.
And don't shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, don't be no plexical barrels, please.
Hilarious.
All right. So, we always have these weekly topics. We're going to start with D first. Pissed off to the highest festivity. What pissed you off this week?
Man, every goddamn thing. What was pissed me off is that they raided my Walgreens and my liquor store. I can't get my snacks. If I go to Walgreens and get my candy, I like I get those those, which one? The chocolate with the raisins back in the day. Chunkies. I like the Chunkies. Can't get that. I get all my deodorants and everything from the Walgreens. And then the liquor stores.
Hold on, nigga. How old are you eating Raisinets? The Raisinets are your favorite candy. That's not even that's fruit, nigga.
I said Chunkies, man.
I've never even heard of those.
I'm gonna bring
I
you
know
a
what
Chunky.
you're talking about.
Thank you.
It's squared off. It's
squared
about
off.
that thick.
See,
Listen,
you were youngin'.
only old people eat fruit for candy.
Well,
nigga.
well, hey. You got to get old to do
Yeah,
it.
get
Hey, you got,
yeah.
hey,
Get old, nigga. You might
gotta
enjoy
get
it.
old. You might like something.
Yeah.
He said,
I can't
ooh,
stand-
He
Raisinets.
said, "Oh, wait."
Can't stand a young
My bad, go ahead. Walgreens, go ahead, my
Can't
bad.
stand a young nigga with a head full of hair. Fuck you.
Hey, Nick, he don't go to the theater. He go to the movie house.
Yes, I go to the movie house, and I go at 12 in the afternoon.
All right,
Where's
Big Dave,
$5?
pissed off to the highest festivity. What pissed you off this week?
Pissed off to the highest festivity is all these fucking looters out here trying
Yes.
to fuck up the narrative for what actually was trying to be done
Great
in
point.
a positive way.
Okay.
If you feel like you need to tear up some shit, try taking your ass over there to Beverly Hills and see how far you gonna get before you get a bullet in your ass. Stop tearing up the goddamn city. We need it.
Well, they did try that.
Yeah, they tried, but I want them to keep trying. Because trust me, BHPD and the sheriffs, they ready. So keep trying. That's what I want. So anybody out there looting, stop the shit.
Nick, the Honorable Elijah, pissed off to the highest festivity. What pissed you off this week?
Everything with this nigga.
Listen, man. Although I understand what's happening right now with my people,
Right.
I do want to say that I don't think that this is going to fix the problem. So that's pissing me off. That we're making a lot of noise, but it seems to just be noise.
Okay.
So I would encourage everyone to, I think we need to come together as people first, as black people, and then we can join other people.
Okay.
So,
And our first lady,
I
pissed
agree with
off
that.
to the highest festivity. What
I
pissed you
want to
off
hear
this
this. You need theme
Oh.
music?
I think for me, I had a really good week, but other than all of what's going on and
Right,
what
right.
Dave said,
Right.
Trump doing his little photo op in front of the church.
Yeah.
I think that.
Oh,
Like,
talk about that.
really-
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, can we talk about that when we get back from the break?
Yeah.
But that.
Ain't no
I-
break.
Ain't no break. Talk about it right now.
That shit now.
Talk about it.
I'm
All
hungry.
gas, no brakes, baby.
gotta
All gas,
eat.
no brakes. All gas, no
I'm
brakes.
getting ready to go get my food. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that was it for me.
So Trump. Okay. So was it knocking down the people to go do a photo op?
Or
Oh,
was
it
an
was.
actual
It was
photo?
all, okay.
There
Well,
you go.
first of all, it was the fact that I didn't realize the church was when they were talking about he was
That it
going to
was
do it. I
boarded
didn't
up?
even realize the church was closed.
It was
I'm
boarded
like,
up.
it's boarded up. You're not
Right.
even going in the church.
Right.
So when they first said, I'm like, okay, so he's going to do prayer or something, I guess, for what's going on. But you know, he really ain't even in the church. So religion, that didn't make sense.
Right.
But to know and watch the whole show that he put on with the military on
Right.
the horse and the good protest what are they? The protesters were doing a good job. They were
they're
quiet
good
and
protesters,
peaceful.
Yeah. It
And
was a peaceful
then-
movement.
Yeah,
Right.
it was good. And then to see him, I think afterwards, when we realized how far he walked to get to that damn church and create all that chaos for nothing,
But
that was like
that
insanity.
Was that something that presidents do, like propaganda type stuff? You know,
Now,
throughout.
I
history?
heard he did that because we thought he was soft for hiding in the bunker.
Right. Okay, that's what I heard that one too.
But
So.
Right.
even though he thought that, I'm still trying to understand who would have related the two to figure out that means you're not. Like, what does one have to do with the other? Because you.
You know,
Because he feels
that's
anytime
gangster.
he mentions police, anytime he mentions the military, you know, I have the military at my disposal, and he feels like that makes him a tough guy, and that's what he
Hey,
always wanted
look,
to be.
and on his side of it, it does. You know, you got a big ass gang behind you, like the biggest
But
gang
they
in the
all
world.
can do that. They all
all
were
can
able
do
to
it.
do that, but they
Yeah,
were
he's
smart enough to
abusing
know
the
not
power.
to
But
abuse
B's,
the power.
that's the whole thing. Yeah, they behind me, but they can't do shit that I tell them to do because everything I'm telling them to do is either
Well-
illegal or is just absolutely wrong.
Right.
Well, and here's the thing about that. So, although it pissed me off,
Right.
what I'm hoping is through all of this with the recent police killing people and his actions, I'm hoping it really drives people to the polls to vote. And those who voted for him, I'm hoping that they are now wishing they had not.
I'm hoping that those 4 cops get life in prison and being put in population. It's bullshit.
I do believe they should get life. I don't
They
believe
never
in
gonna
the
put 'em in
death
Gen Pop.
penalty.
Well, I believe in eye for eye, and it's especially
Well,
if
eye
you
for
are not,
eye,
if
you
you're
want them to die then, right?
exactly because especially if anyone, I don't care who you are, what race you are, whatever, if you didn't instigate your own death, if you had nothing to do with it, if it could these cops opened up a can of worms that it's going to be hard to close now. We had finally, not that it was over with, but
No,
we
it won't.
no, I'm saying
We
have
hope it will.
no, it's not. What I'm saying is they opened up a can of worms that that the country was kind of not really focused on. It was really everybody trying to focus on the COVID and trying to get back to work and be one. And when they opened up this can of worms, it opened up race relationship talks now. You know what I mean? How everybody deals. And these dudes should pay. They have made a worldwide issue out of something that could have just been put this man in back of the car, take him down there, and let the courts handle whatever it is for a $20 fake dollar bill.
I think,
Which
and when
turns
I
out
say,
wasn't even a fake bill.
It wasn't even a
right.
fake bill.
When I say I don't believe in a death penalty, I say that because I believe when you take someone's life, I feel like it's almost unfair that we kill you, and I feel like that's your way out. You don't have to wake up every day and know, what you did to that person.
But why should I
That's
waste
why-
my taxpayers' money?
Dig it.
Well, I don't. It probably shouldn't be taxpayers' money. Somebody should.
And I
be
and,
paying
and
for
I
them to
think
stay
it's
in jail.
and I
The
agree with you,
government.
I agree with you saying, but I disagree because I think it's unfair for if it's a emotional type of incident. Okay, I can see it. But when you do something like this and then you have a history of it, why should you be able to go to jail and then do an interview 10 years later? I changed my life
Write a book.
around. Yeah, all of this type of stuff. When this,
Well, I don't think you should ever be able to capitalize.
But
on,
people-
on
I mean,
that.
that's just
they
something-
do. I know, but I
yeah.
feel like that when I say you should stay in jail, I think there's a whole change, like a reform for jail as well. I don't feel like you should be there and have this cushy, life that it
That a
feels
lot of
like you're
people
at
have.
home. I know it does. I just don't feel like that's what prison should be like.
All right. So since you're saying that, let's do this topic.
What
How would
pissed you off?
How would you finish? Oh
D.
yeah.
I was gonna say what pissed you off to the highest of festivity.
Oh, that's right. I before I go there. Okay, what pissed me off? Actually, what pissed me off was the looting. It pissed me off because it was built to change, or and most people didn't know that they were looting. They needed for some people needed it because just to be looting. Other people needed it because they hurting. They ain't got no money. They ain't got no job. Economics is messed up. I get it, but they didn't understand how powerful it was because they needed that to try to change the narrative of what the real subject is about. So that's what pissed me off. Next topic was, and I'm going to start here. How would you finish this sentence? My name is Dannon Green, and I'm a black man in America.
That is the
That
sentence.
sounds like
We're
a full
adding
statement to
it?
me.
How would you finish the no? How would you finish the sentence?
Oh, if I was gonna say it, I'll say, okay, so my name is Danny Green, and I'm a black man in America, and I'm a man that tried to do things the right way, and unfortunately, in America, no matter how right you try to do it, there's always another way you have to try to do it to make it.
That was a lot of sentences.
Oh, so now you judging what? I'm finished the sentence. You better when you whatever the fuck you finish with, it better be good because I'm definitely gonna talk about it. Since you want to go ahead and interrupt, he didn't say there was a time limit. Did you say it was a time limit or a sentence limit?
No. I said how you would finish it.
Yeah, that's how I finished it.
Hilarious.
My name is David Williams, and I'm a black man in America.
Make it be short now, because you know Maria's not saying.
My name is David Williams. I'm a black man in America. And hopefully, by the time I'm gone, I just want a world that my nieces and my nephews and hopefully can have a world that they can actually live in without having to live in fear on a daily basis.
Yeah, that was good, man. It was a little longer than mine, but it was good.
Nope, it was shorter.
Yeah, okay.
Whether it was long or short, it's damn sure better.
Yeah,
Good.
Damn, Dave. I was on your side. I was kind of against her, but okay. Yeah, okay. No, let's get
My
to
name is Nick Caldwell, and I'm a black man in America.
And all white people die. No, sorry.
And I'm a POW. I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right,
Prisoner of war.
prisoner of war.
Okay.
My name is Maria Glover, and I am a black woman in America.
Who wants to be white? I'm sorry.
Really, Daniel?
I just said that. Oh, you
Really,
got an issue with,
Dennis?
you got an issue with what I say.
Well, one, let me just say, you didn't interrupt anybody the fuck else when they
I
were saying
did
their
interrupt.
sentence.
I interrupted
And two,
Dave. I talked
here we
about
go with
Nick.
the racial shit again.
It's okay. Well, deal with it. You want to get some tough skin, you're going to be doing this. Now, go ahead.
It's not even about being.
Then what
having
is it?
tough
What
skin.
is it about then?
It's just you
It's about what?
continuously being disrespectful.
How? Why? Because I said you want to be
Start
white?
interrupting somebody else.
Okay, go ahead.
Start over, please.
My name is Maria Glover, and I'm a black woman in America.
I got issues.
I'm done, actually. I'm done.
I didn't even say nothing.
Did you answer for anybody else, Dannon?
I didn't say nothing.
Did you?
Great,
you?
great point, Maria.
Phone caller.
Did you?
Phone caller. Phone caller.
Yo,
Yes.
this is L out of Houston. What's going on?
L out of Houston.
Take that L.
My name is L out of Houston, and I'm a black man in America.
Last time I checked.
Okay, that was short. That was nice.
Finish that question. Finish that sentence. I'm sorry.
Well, I know you're trying to get out of there, man. I just want to talk about the protests we had out there.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we had
right over there.
2,000 strong, man. It was peaceful protests. Family was out here,
Uh-huh.
and no issues, no problems or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
The only time it got a little heated is when the cops came and just kind of started lining the streets, and you had a few people that was getting in their face and things like that, but that popped off, man. It was a peaceful thing.
Okay. And the services are tomorrow, correct?
Say again?
The services for him are tomorrow?
No, it's not tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, he's from
It's
Houston.
not tomorrow.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
The
But
memorials tomorrow.
as far as this one thing too, I mean about this rioting, man, and looting, and we all know and understand about the anger that people have and why they're doing it.
Okay.
And I'm talking about us. I'm not talking about other races and people that are starting shit. But us, man, it does nothing. You know, regardless of how we feel about when to get out there and tear shit up. What's bad is we're hurting each other, man. People have lost their lives behind the looting and the rioting, and we're supposed to be standing up
for speaking out against violence against our kind, and yet we're doing it to each other. I mean, a black man lost his life protecting his business from looters when another looter shot him. Another person got
I heard
shot.
about that.
I mean, so this violence that's happening is happening by us, and it's counterproductive to what we're trying to do.
Right.
Can I ask you a question?
You know,
Do you think if we did nothing, and anybody can answer, if we just decided to go ahead and let the court systems, everything play out, like no protests, no peaceful protests, no nothing, do you think that it would change would be made or things would be different?
no.
And
You
that
gotta make noise. You gotta make noise in some way. But what we don't need to do is make noise and hurt our own people.
True.
I mean, that's defeating the purpose of what we're trying to accomplish, because what they're going to do is outside looking in and say, look, when their own kind got killed, they're protesters, but then they're still out there killing each other. That's what they expect, and that's what they want. So it's doing nothing is not going to get the problem solved. But what I said before on the Speedy Show, what's important and what we need to do is have consistency and not let this happen and we protest for a week or two and then we just forget about all this stuff that happened. We got to stay consistent. Like I said, the civil rights movement was over 10 years long. It was consistent to get change. And unfortunately, sometimes it takes a long time for change to happen. But if we stay consistent with change, it can happen. But if we just do nothing, then that's what's going to happen. We're going to get nothing in return.
How important do you feel that we need allies on this in order to make change happen?
I think allies are good, man, because like they got people that are out there protesting, that different races that are out there protesting that really want this change to happen. And what I think that's important for our allies to do is to fall back and follow the lead of what we're doing, and not go out and loot and riot and do all those things, because again, now they're doing something that is the purpose of our movement. So if they want to get involved in what we're doing, follow the lead of what's going on with the protesting. It's important so that they see that, hey, man, it's not just black people that are out here protesting and marching and tired of seeing black people get killed. There's other people that feel the same way.
One last question from me.
So they can't say that bullshit of, well, it's just black people. No,
Right.
it's not.
Let me ask you this. We talked about it earlier. I don't know if you heard us. With the cops kneeling, what is your perspective? What is your opinions on the cops kneeling in front of the protesters?
Which ones? Because they had some cops that knelt in front of the protesters and they started cheering about it. And then when the protesters were walking towards the cops turned on them.
He wants to know, what is your perspective? Is it, do you
feel it's genuine, or do you
Yeah,
feel it's just a photo op?
I think that some of them are genuine and then some of them aren't. I've seen other officers that were laughing at protesters and other officers that were mistreating protesters, and then you had other cops that came in and checked them.
Yeah.
And checked them on it. Hey, man, this is serious business. Stop laughing. Or, hey, keep your hands off the protesters. They're protesting peacefully. And it's some of these guys, man, we got to look at it like this. Some of them are genuine, and some of them are full of shit.
True.
It's hard to pick out who's who amongst the crowd, because it's the way we're looking at it. We're going to look at it as, look, all these dudes are not genuine. But you got some police, and it happened yesterday in Houston, that are actually marching with the protesters. And not in the sense of marching with the police to try to control the crowd, but they're actually marching with the protesters. And they don't agree with what's going on.
Well, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, man, for calling in. And be safe out there.
No problem.
All right, so
So
I
let me
really
just
want you to
say,
finish
too,
yours.
What
Yes.
he was saying was interesting
Go
is, and this is another thing that's hard with the media capturing things, because there were instances where later in the night, when the peaceful protesters were kind of shifting out, suddenly you'd see movement with the cops with a certain group of people, and they were talking about that, I think, on CNN, that the police had identified certain groups, specific people that they knew where those implants were. So not in all cases, but in some cases when we saw them taking action, some of them were because they knew they were the looters coming in, or the agitators for the crowd. And then it's hard. How do we don't know that. All we see is the action on there.
That's what I want to know. Why isn't, this is what we'll say though. Why isn't the media saying that though? They're not.
They did say it. That's the only reason I know is because they announced it.
I know it because I heard from other people.
That's the only way I know about the whole agitation movement and all whatever. They were explaining that on CNN, which is why I asked everyone earlier, what are y'all watching? Because I feel like they've been breaking it down very detailed to me. That's how I understood what was happening. And I think it's at Kumo at night, like he is, from the time he's on till he gets off, he is pointing out all that stuff with the cameraman.
My name is Byron Blue Mitchell, and I am a black man in America, and my world does not begin nor end with you. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Out of the Blue, and we love the fact that you have joined us and appreciate what the words that are coming out of our mouths. Thanks for calling in, giving your questions. You'll see us and hear us another time next week. Much love, be safe.
And peace. Peace
Stay
and love.
Stay out
Peace
the
and
streets. Peace and love from Maria Marie. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. Welcome, welcome to the #1 show that you will hear anywhere in this country or any other continent in the world. You're listening to Out of the Blue, starring Blue Mitchell, Maria Maria.
Hey, it's your girl Maria Maria.
And your boy Danny Green. Out of the blue, y'all. Where anything might come out of our mouths, out of the blue.
A good opinion is everything.
Maria Maria.
It's Maria Maria.
And your boy, Danny Green. This show will contain anything you may think you might not hear.
You know when you can't get back? Time.
Which means it's out of the blue.
Maria Maria.
We'll say something that you may not even think we may not be thinking about.
Are you for real?
Pay attention, everybody. Understand.
That's why the show is called Out of the Blue.